we're gonna do some accents on this podcast.
Oh shit, yeah. I would expect it.
Yeah, it's gonna be clipped up into a reel, maybe a couple of reels.
Dude, that'd be sick. You know, the only clip I've got of me doing accents was from, I think you might have been on his podcast, the Absolute Nonsense podcast. Did he get you on?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
With
T?
Oh yeah, the black guy.
Yeah.
That's the one I saw of you.
Yeah, that got to like 1.2 mil.
I know.
And I'm just like, all right, I guess I'm a celebrity now. So
Yeah. Yeah, you have to walk around with famous on your chest.
yeah, well, it's tatted on the back of my neck. So
Is it?
no.
Oh, I actually believed you for a second. I was
To
like,
be
what the
fair,
fuck?
it could very well be.
Yeah, because you have tattoos. Right? That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
I'm arrogant enough that I could probably
piece
do
of
that. And
shit.
people are like, you're an asshole.
You arrogant fucking twat.
Yeah, what a mad cunt.
Man, I love how we're matching, man. Look at
Dude,
this.
not even planned, but great minds
Sexy
think
mexy.
alike. Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Shit, yeah. See,
You
I'm
already
matching
know,
too.
baby. What is that?
Got the ring.
2004. What is
Yeah,
that?
that's from when I was in America. For basketball, class ring, and then matching the face of the watch.
Wait, you were in America in 2004?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Basketball.
Oh, right. You played ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you played basketball in the States.
Yeah, people just look at me and don't think that I should be there. So Kyle still doesn't believe that I
know.
was there.
Nah, you're fucking nasty, though. It pisses me off. It bothers me. You piece of shit.
Why does that bother you?
I hate it. I hate it when I'm in the gym and playing ball and then I'm fucking butter. I'm wet.
Yeah.
And then this motherfucker comes way shorter and he's just fucking murking me.
Dude, I was
Just
called,
going off.
that's my nickname is Buckets. That was
Yeah.
my nickname was Buckets. And then Kyle called me Drizzle.
Drizzle.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I can make it rain, but only a little bit.
Oh,
so it
that's
drizzles. So I actually ended up getting it on a jersey.
That's a good idea.
Because I'm that arrogant. Again,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, whatever nickname I get, I'm just going to put on a jersey.
Oh, yeah.
If you could put your name on the back of a golf shirt, I'd probably do that too.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fiend.
It'd be Tiger.
Yeah. Buckets.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you played point guard?
Shooting guard.
Oh, shooting guard.
Yeah, I in my mind, like my whole life, I was supposed to be a point guard, and then I guess the older I got, guys got much better handles, and I was just off the ball shooter. And I had vision for the court, but handles weren't up to scratch to be the point guard full time, so I dip in between. But I was a shooting guard in the States, so
That's nasty. Wait,
Yeah.
what team was it?
Lakeland Lakers.
Lakeland Lakers?
Yeah, so it was this little town called Lakeland in Indiana.
Oh, Indiana.
Right next to
racist
the,
state.
Yeah, right next to the border of Michigan, so like South Indiana, and right next to like an Amish town, which was real trippy.
Oh.
because I'd never seen Amish people before. I was like, they're not real, and they're still not real.
Yeah. They might be real.
Horse and carts and stuff.
Oh,
and I
I
was like, you got to be doing something on the sly. Like when you go home, you just like flip open your iPhone or something. Like
Nah,
they
bro.
got nothing.
No, nothing.
Yeah. So
Did you
yeah.
actually go to the farm? The Amish farm?
So where I lived was probably, I don't know, maybe 5 Ks down the road from like a little Amish town or village, whatever they had. And we'd go past, and the people I went to school with were friends with them. They all knew them. And the kids would like talk to us and stuff, but they'd never hang out with us because they weren't allowed to go and play organized sports or do whatever. And it was dressed like My Little House on the Prairie type stuff. It's trippy. But yeah, it was cool to see because I'd come back here and I'd be like, yeah, I saw Amish people. And everyone's like, what the hell is Amish?
Yeah.
Australians don't know what Amish is.
Right, because they don't have it here, right?
Nah. No,
Interesting.
we don't. I mean, you wouldn't really survive
Why?
here being Amish, I guess, because they had to, you'd think they'd have to live out of the city in order to kind of have what they have, like the horse and carts and stuff like that. You wouldn't put horse and carts on in Perth anyway.
Definitely.
You could have it maybe somewhere in New South Wales or Victoria or something. but-
instead of horses, it's kangaroos here.
yeah. Oh, dude, if they could ride kangaroos, they
Oh,
would,
that'd be
but
sick. Imagine
I'd
just
be
hopping
scared.
everywhere.
I'd be so scared.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster.
I could probably fit on one.
Yeah, you could. In the pouch. Not even on top of it.
Yeah,
Just in the pouch.
just holding on.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
putting like spinning rims on the thighs.
Matching. Put blue shirts on it.
Yeah, just putting streaks through its fur and shit like that. I actually did tell people in the States that I had a pet kangaroo called Hops for the whole year.
100% they would believe it.
Yeah, no one questioned.
No
They're
one
like,
questioned it.
oh my God, really? What's it like? I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. He just like chills at home and meets me when I come back, and we go and go to the park and stuff. They're like,
Right.
oh, do you put on a lead? I was like, no, they're pretty tame. And then I don't know if you would have got the joke from any Aussies when you came here about the drop bears and
Yeah, I got it. The first week, I was like, actually did trip me out at first when I heard there were drop bears.
Yeah.
And whoever's listening to this or watching this, They're real. They're completely real.
They are real. Have you seen the first picture?
Yeah,
that comes when you search it.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And then if you search the noise.
Oh, the noise
of what they sound like.
Oh no, it's fucked. I have. Heard
you have heard it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
I heard that for the first time, maybe 3 days ago.
What?
I've never heard it like just as a recording. Like I've heard them when I've gone to the zoo and stuff like that, but I've never heard it as a recording in the wild. Sounds like a freaking dinosaur.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
It's full dinosaur.
Yeah, the fact that it blows my mind, and I've lived here my whole life, I was like, that's trippy.
That's how you know Australia's fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, if the people who live here are disturbed by the creatures that live here, it's an issue.
So wait, did you experience racism when you were in Indiana?
Oh yeah, for sure. So, and I think it's more so because, like, I think, who's it? Reuven says it quite well. He's racially ambiguous. So
he's racially ambiguous?
That's what he says in one of his sets. He's like, you look at him and he could be from any kind of ethnic place. He's not specifically, doesn't look like an Indian, but he looks like it could be somewhere else. He looks like he could be Pakistani or something like that, depending on which family you come from. Yeah. Whereas I don't look Australian. Like if you think of an Aussie, you say to an American, picture an Australian, it's not this.
You don't pop up.
No. But if you say I'm Mexican, they go, I can see that. Or if I'm Filipino, they're like, I can see that too. Or if I say I'm Indian, they go, I could also see that. So,
well, you're also racially ambiguous. I'm racially ambiguous.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing,
So I went there. I remember the first time I went into a gas station, and I wanted to try their cinnamon gum. What do they call? Is it just Big Red?
I think so.
I think, and it's got like a weird taste to it, but everyone always talked about it. I think it tastes like shit.
I think it's ass.
And I walked in, and knowing that I was from Australia and no one would pick it until I opened my mouth, I automatically abused the accent. I've never said mate and cobber as much as I did over there.
Are you serious?
My whole life. Oh, yeah, dude. Walked into the gas station, went to pay for it because my mate's in the truck. And I was like, yeah, g'day, mate. Can I just have some...
some straight bogan right away.
Yeah, g'day, mate. Can I just have some gas on pump 8 and some Big Red? And the frozen speechlessness, it was just like, what? I did it to everybody. Like
that's amazing.
When they introduced us at school, because I was part of their foreign exchange program, but obviously got to play basketball for them as well. Introduced everybody at the beginning of the year, and everyone had heard about this Australian, but no one had ever met an Aussie before because they're so isolated from there. And so I think there's like maybe 12 or 13 of us, and they introduced us by surname. And my last name's Wood, so I was the last person that got introduced. And they got up to like the last 3 of us. There was a Swedish chick, a Japanese chick, and me. And you could hear like the crowd genuinely murmuring, like, where the hell's the Aussie? Because they were looking for somebody like Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, right.
I'm not looking like that. I had like my baggy tracksuit on, my jewelry, all that sort of stuff. I just looked like one of them.
Yeah.
And they got to me, and everyone's just confused as shit because I think half of them expect me to be like, what's up, fuckers? Yeah. I've just come from the border. Yeah. I just want to do high school, bro. I want to play basketball.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Anybody want to dribble?
Yeah. I was getting Indian.
And they were just like, oh, yeah. And from Australia, Jason Wood. And you could hear a pin drop. Everyone's like, that. In their heads, they're like, that's not an Australian.
He's taking the piss out of us.
Yeah. And then everybody got the microphone to say hello in their native tongue. Like a lot of, like the Japanese chick was like, arigato, or whatever. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, g'day, guys. Like full abused it. And they were just like, what?
Yeah.
I felt like a celebrity for the whole year. It was incredible.
Because after that, people would like treat you differently?
Oh, 100%, dude. Like I was the most interesting human they'd ever met.
That's crazy.
And I think for some of them, the most interesting human they'll ever meet, because a lot of them didn't leave after high school. Like they went to the local college and they just stay in that area. Yeah. They don't spread their wings and go across. So
it's like literally seeing a dinosaur.
Yeah, 100%. Like I had one chick, and it blew my mind. I had one chick ask me, how did I get to America? Did I fly or did I drive? And I was like, what do you mean, did I drive? And she's like, well, do they have roads in Australia? Like, how did you get here? I was like, have you ever seen like an airline called Qantas? And they're like, what does that mean? I was like, what are you talking about right now? So I like Googled it, and I was like, that. And they can't understand that Qantas because it's an acronym that doesn't have the U next to the Q, because it's Qantas.
Like when I first saw it, I was like, is this Qantas?
Yeah, I want to go to contest.
Contest. Oh my God, contest.
Oh,
Very
I
good.
don't want to
Leonard.
fly like a virgin. I want to
wow.
fly the contest.
No, contest. Very good.
Very good. Big kangaroo.
Virgin, very shit. Contest, so good.
No horsepower, kangaroo
yeah,
power.
very good, very
Hop from
high.
one city to one city.
That's how we fry in Australia.
That we fry.
Contest.
But yeah, and I was just like, no, I flew here. And they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, good for you. Like I was a World Vision child or something.
So you
it
just
was-
achieved greatness. They're like, wow, honestly.
Yeah, you've got to be the first one to ever leave. Like,
That's
how
so
does that
wild.
feel? Yeah, so it's trippy.
Isn't that wild though? Like, I mean, you've been to America, obviously,
Yeah.
so now you know how it is. But even for me, as a Canadian, when you go to America, they're so confused.
Oh,
about
shit, yeah.
Canadians.
Yeah, which is weird because you're their neighbor. You
Literal
literally
neighbor.
live next door.
We sound just like them.
Yeah.
People think I'm American all the time.
you're
Not
just
even
more
just here.
polite.
Even in America, some people are like, "Oh, are you American?" Like we sound the same.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you say you're Canadian, they're like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
bro, like we're the exact same.
And then the ignorant questions start.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy how much they just don't know about anything.
bro. I saw a stat the other day. It said like 6 million people and 13% of Americans still think Canadians live in igloos.
What the hell, man? That's ridiculous. I don't know. You might have seen it on TikTok. The guy that goes around, I think he's an African American dude, and he asks Americans these questions, and whatever answers they say, he just goes, "Yep," and they always get it wrong.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen these.
I'm just like, it blows my mind.
Oh yeah, I have. They're in like Times Square in New York.
yeah,
and all that.
yep.
Yeah,
Just random
It's
places
retarded.
like, give me the capital state of, or the capital city of wherever, and they'll say something completely off, and he's like, "Yep," and they're
Bro.
like, "Yep, I knew it."
Yo, yeah, I saw one that was like, what's how many states are in the U.S.? They couldn't get that. There's the other ones that
That
like
blows my mind.
that's crazy. Like, you should
Yeah.
know that.
In the third grade, you should know that.
100%.
Yeah.
People outside of America know it more than you. Or they're like, yo, how many continents are there? Or like, you know, what's the fucking I don't know, basic questions.
Yeah,
And
or
I'm
who
like,
was the first president?
right? Or what's Obama's first name?
Yeah.
And they're like, Obama?
Yeah.
I'm like, you idiot.
Yeah, Osama? Yeah. So stupid.
Isn't that insane?
It's so stupid. And then
People are just getting dumber.
I noticed it the first time when I was in, I guess they do like test quizzes or test assignments and stuff when you get into senior year over there to gauge where everybody's going to be. I guess you're going to need to be in a special class, or you're good to go off by yourself. The first class that we were in was English, and the teacher was like, all right, we're going to write a short essay. These are 2 paragraphs that you have to read, and then you got to write a short essay on it. In Australia, a short essay is like 3 pages. A long essay would be like 6 to 7.
That's it?
Yeah.
An essay?
Yeah, like you got to write up what the meaning of those paragraphs or whatever.
An essay, Holmes?
Yeah, an essay. I'm a short essay. Do I pass, teacher?
Okay.
And so I went home that night and did like 4 pages. So 2 pages back to back.
Yeah.
Got back to the class the next day, and he's like, all right, everybody hand their papers up. Everyone hand their papers up. And I'm seeing people like writing like 1 paragraph. And I'm like, are you guys dumb? Or have I just gone excessive? So I handed it to the teacher. He looked at it back and front. He's like, that's 4 pages. I was like, yeah, you said short essay. He goes, I'm not reading that. And gave it straight back to me. He's like,
What?
I'm not going to read that. You have to condense it. I was like, what's a short essay to you? Because I don't know. That's short to me. Like a long essay for me in high school in year 12 here was like 14 pages, like 12 to 14
Yeah,
pages.
that's how it is in Canada, too.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, I don't know how you expect me to dumb this down, but I'm going to take it all out and give you the basics of it. Did it during class, handed it back to him, maybe only wrote half a page. And he's like, yep, all right, cool, got an A+.
What?
And I was like, what do you mean?
This was when you were there playing ball?
Yeah.
In college?
No, just high school.
Oh,
So I
this
did
is high
senior
school.
year. I did varsity.
Oh, you only played in senior year of high school
Yeah,
in the
so
States?
I graduated here, and then because the program that I went through didn't do college, I had to go to varsity, but I wasn't allowed to tell them that I'd graduated here already. Because otherwise
you wouldn't be eligible.
yeah, because I'm considered a professional athlete.
Oh,
And I was like, well, I'm not going to ruin my year to not play basketball. There's no reason to go over there then.
yeah.
So yeah, did that. Next class was maths. She's like, all right, you've got the whole lesson to finish these equations. It's like 8 of them. And I finished in about 15 minutes. I was like, I'm done. This was like 10th grade math, maybe?
In grade 12?
In grade 12.
No way.
Yeah, the equivalent of 10th grade math here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so I finished it. I was like, I'm done.
You're like, who is this prophecy?
Yeah. She's like, are you from the future? And I was like, I'm done. She's like, you're not done. There's no way you're done.
I can't.
Yeah, got the TA to mark it. She's like, that's 100. She got them all right.
What?
So she's like, all right, here's another one. Here's the one we're going to do tomorrow. I was like, whoa, all right, 3 + 3. Okay. Gave me another 8, finished it before everybody else finished the first one. Done, 100%. She's like, I got nothing else for you. I was like, cool, what do you want me to do then?
You want to teach this class now, pal?
For the whole year, she made me the TA.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't have to do the class at all. She's like, you can do the exams if you want to, but obviously you'll be ahead of everybody. And I found that every class they did, the only one I struggled with was American history because obviously I don't care for it. I don't know it.
Yeah.
But every class I did, I think I averaged like 96.8% of all my subjects.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Wow. And based on the academics alone, I could have made it to whatever college I wanted to go to, but I had no money. I had to go back to Australia and I was like, well, I'm not going to bother to apply to go back.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy how low level they teach them, but then it makes sense. You see, I mean, God, America speaks for itself. So
that's crazy,
yeah,
man.
Nuts, man.
You really see the perspective from a different lens.
Oh, hell yeah. I always question why they still think they're the #1 country in the world.
I know.
Blows my mind. Blows my mind.
In some ways they are. In terms of like entertainment.
Sport, maybe? Yeah,
sports,
entertainment.
And things like that, they're really good. Like
yeah.
The best opportunities are over there.
100%.
100%. But then like, I don't know. I don't know about everything else, to be honest. Maybe business too. Business.
Maybe money spent on war.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
military.
fucking know enough, to be honest.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Neither do I.
I mean, they're definitely the best at being dumb.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. 100%.
Man, I saw this this girl, she's a teacher in the States, and she was teaching like grade 3 or 4, and she was saying how privileged and arrogant the new generation of kids are coming up, that like
in the States
and how dumb they are, like way more than before, because she was saying how like they took away phonics, which is like, you know what phonics is?
No.
So it's pretty much like how to learn letters and language. And
okay, like, so we call it phonetics. Same thing. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Yeah, but anyway, they took away basic like learning skills and grammar skills and stuff in the grade schools over there, and now the kids are like, they can barely spell basic words. What the fuck? She made an example. Some kid couldn't spell evil. Like she had no idea how to spell it.
Like not even know how to start.
Not even how to start. I don't know. Like, losing his mind. I'm like, dude, sound it out. Yeah. They can't though.
You got 2 ways you could go with that.
There's only 2 ways.
Yeah, EVOL or EVIL. There's no other way
I'll
could
give
go.
you even YL.
Yeah.
At least try.
Small pass.
Yeah.
If you can get to L, I'll give you the pass.
I'll give you an A+. Yeah. You deserve it, kid.
Yeah, but you got to spell A+.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
E.
And even after that, she was like, "There's this 10-year-old kid threw a fit, like for half an hour, because what did he have to do? I think she said like she asked him to write something on the whiteboard, but then he couldn't do it, and he started losing it. And it's not like it's just like a mentally ill. It's like just regular kids.
Yeah, just can't comprehend.
They can't comprehend. They're like they have a lot of attitude. They're like 10 years old. Like having a tantrum like they're 4.
Yeah, the entitlement there is hectic.
Crazy.
Like I don't know any other country, and I've only ever seen it on Twitter or Instagram, social media stuff.
Yeah,
and you make a lot of good clips about it. The what's the like all the woke teacher stuff that you do on your reels?
Yeah,
that's genuinely reflecting what they're like the kids who identify as cats and dogs, then the schools actually accommodate that shit.
Ah, man.
To then be like, well, how do you punish an animal?
You have to...
Do you kick it outside and tie it to a pole?
Yeah.
Or do you put it in a car with a cracked window?
You have to potty train them.
Yeah. That's nuts. And then I've seen that stuff recently, it's always like a white female thing. they're doing the horse jumping. Have you
Oh
seen
yeah,
this?
yeah. I know horseback riding. Yeah.
My God. Like that.
Horse girls, man, they're real.
Yeah, that to me is the equivalent of taking away the phonetic alphabet to little kids. Like that's what that results in. If you
what?
can't spell evil, you end up being a horse girl. Like there's no other way to get that.
Yeah.
You're literally feeding a dulled down mental illness generation.
100%.
And again, like they're all raised, you're how old?
29.
29. So you would have been still raised in the time before you had an iPad in the third grade.
Oh, way before.
Yeah.
Even pretty much by the time I left high school, that was when I started to have iPhones.
Right. So you're in the generation that still had to like
so lucky.
use
So
dial
lucky.
up in the internet and shit
buddy.
like that, right? Where
Early
we
days, yeah.
still had to work for shit.
Yeah.
Like you had to find it yourself. It
we had
wasn't
wired phones.
Yeah.
Where you can connect to 4 phones in the house.
Yep.
Now you can't do it.
Yeah. It wasn't just, oh, you push a button and there's your answer.
know.
Like I could spell evil.
I can
think.
too.
Give me 3 goes. I reckon I'll get it.
Let's do a
Like,
spelling bee right now.
K. K.
Yeah.
Evil. Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually right on.
Yeah,
if
I
you look
know.
at the dictionary, it says evil.
For black people,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
KKK
Yeah,
is
yeah.
evil. So yeah, I spelled it right.
That's completely right.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
But yeah, what was like the other big shock for you going to the States
The size of everything,
in terms of what?
like everything, like the cars straight off the
fat
bat.
motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew that.
Yeah, just
I guess growing up with the American influence of TV and stuff like that, you kind of see it. And I think for a while Australia was like number 2 fattest country in the world. So
what?
we were in
Really?
competition with America for a little bit when I was like early high school days.
Wow, really?
Australia went through a big obesity crisis.
Why?
I think there was just this generation of kids that I think it was like the generation after us where sport really wasn't pushed in Australia. And it kind of came full circle and we dropped way down in the list for
Yeah.
a while. But yeah, it was just that generation that didn't really do much.
Yeah, because like now I've been living here all year. I look around like I'm one of the biggest people.
Perth isn't really like a big person state.
No,
I've
not at
noticed.
all. I've
There's not a
noticed.
lot of big people. And I think it comes down to our beaches.
Well, that and also the fitness culture, man.
Yeah.
Because when I first moved here with my brother too, we noticed like I was like, "Yo, I'm visibly the fattest motherfucker here," and then, so it actually, in a way, is a motivating factor for me because
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh shit, like I gotta get to these guys."
You want to get onto the level, yeah.
Yeah, well, because every day you don't see this in Canada or U.S. even for the most part. Where like
Yeah.
when we got here, the big shock for me was people are just running all the time,
Yes,
everywhere,
yes. All day, every day. Doesn't
morning,
matter.
night, afternoon.
Yep.
Doing something. They have by the rivers, by the beaches. They have outdoor gyms.
Yep.
Or
Rain,
like
hail,
little-
or shine, people will be there.
Yeah.
Yep. I think our biggest, I guess, generation of people is also our oldest one. You know, like either the
okay.
boomers or just underneath them, like in your 50s,
Oh.
50s and 60s maybe, they're like, there's a lot of big people there. Not so much the younger generation, and I think also social media influences that
Oh, yeah.
massive amount.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be made fun of. I mean, no one wants to be Lizzo. Like literally
Some people do.
any joke
Because
about
of body
her.
positivity.
Yeah, but any joke about her is always about her weight. It's never about
Always.
anything else.
Never.
So, yeah, I think the biggest shock for me, at least in the States, was it's either their trucks.
Oh yeah.
Like you couldn't have that in any other country and park in a bay. They're just so wide, unnecessarily big. And that to me is the epitome of a country like compensating for something. You know, when guys drive big trucks, girls are like, well, you got a small dick. It's
Yeah.
like, America, how small is your dick? Like, come on, bro. The size of the food servings.
Oh my god, bro, it's insane.
I went to Arby's
Oh yeah.
for the first time because I'd heard about it.
Yeah.
I'd seen the ads. Like, I got to get it. Roast beef roll. And they had like their curly fries. I was like, I got to get curly fries.
crack.
So good. And then they do ounces, so I don't know what it is in comparison to the size of ours.
Mm-hmm.
But their large would be like a triple XL in terms of a drink size. It's like a bucket and a garden hose to finish it off. And I'm like, I'm never this thirsty. I'm a little dude.
You could literally mop the floor with the bucket of drink.
100%, man. And the burger. I don't have the biggest hands, but they're not the smallest.
No.
But I can hold a normal
Yeah.
double quarter pounder and I'm okay. But these things like shit's falling out the bottom and the grease.
Bro.
First night I got to the States, the McDonald's in Indiana in LaGrange is the little town that I was in. I got a double cheeseburger meal, large. And then she's like, supersize? I was like, I've seen the movie. Fuck yeah. Supersize me. Biggest chips I've ever seen. biggest fries I've ever seen in my
Massive.
life.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't ask for a bucket. I just wanted a large
Excuse me.
fries. Yeah.
I don't have a family with me.
Yeah, this isn't a
just me.
family feast.
No, it's for you, hun.
Yeah.
It's for you, hun.
And I was like, I don't need. Could you have a wheelbarrow for this shit?
Yeah.
I understood why they have such big trucks because they just chuck it in the back tray.
Yeah, it's for all the coffins, people dying from eating too much. Yeah.
But opened, I will give them this. The cheeseburger that I got looked exactly like it does on the ad.
Okay.
So they put it together well. If you get McDonald's from here,
it's ass.
a 13-year-old's flicking it from the other side of the room and trying to land it. Yeah.
Just doing that. Just take it. Yeah.
And then I just remember tilting it and the grease that dripped out like it had been in a cup and I'd spilt it.
You could drink that.
I was like, I don't want to eat this.
That's another drink.
Yeah.
It's the grease from the food.
I was like, I don't want to eat this. But I had nothing else at the time. It was late at night. I was like, I got to.
Did it hit the spot though?
I felt the burger, no.
No?
The fries and the drink did because I was like, the salt in the fries was offset by my Fanta that was about half the size of an Olympic swimming pool. I'm still hydrated from that to this day. It's been 20 years.
If you pee, there's actually a little bit of Fanta from the US.
Everything smells orange to me.
Like radiating orange too. It's like fucking chemical
it's
orange.
It's crazy. Yeah. And then just, the size of the people, what their fat is, to me, is morbidly obese.
Oh, yeah.
And they're morbidly obese. I can't wrap my head around.
Bro, it's crazy. Even for us in Canada, it's crazy.
Like what do you call them? I call them gophers.
Oh,
the little things that they drive around in the shopping center.
Yeah. There's plenty of people.
If you see that in Perth, it's because somebody's injured or they're too old to walk.
Paralyzed or something.
Yeah. If you see it in Walmart, it's because they're too lazy or they're too fat to walk from their car
it's crazy.
to the shopping center. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, they'll ride in on it, get to the lolly wall, and then walk down the lolly aisle, walk it back, and then drive out. I'm like, what are you doing? You can walk for sugar, but not for Jesus? Like, get a life, man.
For real, bro. It's like that.
It's crazy.
And it's so normalized over there.
Yeah. You tell them that this is weird, and they're like, you're weird.
You're weird.
I was like,
where's your fucking wheelchair?
Yeah. It's like, what do you mean you can't buy guns at your supermarkets? Walmart, I went to the hunting sections because this can't be real. So this is like obviously
you saw the guns, right?
Yeah, this is obviously post 9/11. And I'm like, it's got to be stricter. No, went
worse.
to the only thing that I was like, okay, I guess you kind of make sense here is that the guns weren't in a glass cabinet or anything. They're just lined up on the rack, but the bullets were in a locked cabinet. But I'm like, you realize it's only 10 feet apart, right? Like if someone puts a gun to your head, you're going to open that. And now they've got access to a whole stash of weapons.
It's wild, bro.
You can get bow and arrows without a license or identification.
Yeah.
All I had was my passport because obviously I wasn't driving over there.
Yeah.
But they were like, I just asked the guy, can I see the shotgun? He's like, yeah, dude, sure. I'm like,
you actually held it?
I was like, what?
You're shocked.
You gave it to me?
Yeah.
Are you crazy, bro? I was like, I'm good. Thank you.
Dude, I don't trust myself with this.
I know.
Take this back.
And then I hate the fact that there was a little part of me that when I got the gun, I was like, all right.
Go fuck some shit.
Let's go and shoot some schools.
Rambo, bitch.
Yeah. It's like, all right, where are the kids?
Hey,
where's the schools?
Hey, excuse me, is there any schools nearby?
Yeah. Is there a 40-mile-an-hour zone somewhere?
Excuse me, where's the nearest Arby's? I have a bone to pick.
Yeah. But yeah, that stuff, it's
wild, right?
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
Blew my And also, I guess at that time, again, 20 years ago, it's probably a lot more expensive to live now because it is here as well. But how cheap things were. I went to like the Nike store or like the Jordan outlets and stuff. And what'll be a $350 pair of Jordans here when it comes out will be like 160 over there.
Yeah.
And it's
crazy.
They're warehouses.
I know. Massive
thing. And I'm like, fuck.
So much bulk, so much.
Yeah.
It's like just if I had a word for America, it would be splurge.
Oh, for sure.
Splurging on everything.
Yep. Excess.
You
just got too much shit.
Too much, man.
And people still complain that they don't have enough.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, that country in whole isn't a grateful country.
Oh.
They don't appreciate what they've got.
No gratitude.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not at all. And it's just, I think also the other division, the thing that I did notice as well was blatant racism. Not so much towards me because I was Aussie and so everybody automatically loved me.
Well, until you open your mouth.
Yeah. Before I speak, I got the looks.
Yeah, for sure you did.
And also because, I dressed the baggy clothing. I had the jewelry on back then. And
Right.
back in the early 2000s, that hip hop culture was still really strong. I wore my shorts down at my knees and all that sort of shit. So people would look at me like I was an African American because of the way I dressed until I spoke, and then they didn't care how I looked. They just wanted to speak to me, which is weird.
That's crazy.
But yeah, and then there were only two black guys in my whole school.
Yeah,
And I was like, that makes sense.
Indiana's known for that, man. It's very white.
But you go to Michigan, and that's where they all are.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you guys across the border.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
and
Detroit and all those places.
Yeah, there was like a couple of Mexican kids, but then everybody was just white. Mm-hmm. And the schools looked exactly like they did in the movies and stuff, like the blue lockers and all that sort of stuff. I was like, shit, you guys aren't mucking around. Like, you really do just depict real life. Like, you're all just weird. It's weird. I love it, but it's weird.
I know.
And now there's times where I'm just like, I was meant to go, what date are we at now? What's the date today? The 17th, I think?
Of August?
Of August, yeah. Or close to.
I think it's 18. Yeah.
My 20-year reunion is on the 25th of August.
Oh, of like being in Indiana.
Since I've been in Indiana. Yeah, 2024, and I graduated in 2004.
Brother.
Yeah, dude, I'm old.
Wait, how old are you again?
38.
38?
I turned 39 in like less than a month.
Are you fucked?
When's
your
mean?
birthday?
10th of September.
Oh, that was right before 9/11.
Yeah, the day before. Dude. I went to school that year, like the day after, expecting everybody to like celebrating my birthday.
No chance.
And nobody mentioned it. And I'm like, well, maybe they're organizing a surprise. And they're like, hey, we lit 2 really big candles for you.
We know you're short, but these are motherfuckers are tall. Yeah.
Blow these ones out, bitch.
So this is when you were in the States, you're saying?
No. So 9/11 happened when I was here. And I was in the 10th grade. 2001. Yeah.
Oh, so you...
No, sorry, I was in year 11.
You went a couple of years after that.
Yeah, I was in year 11.
That's interesting. I wish I could have... Because there was... from just what I've heard from people who live in the States, there was a big difference before and after 9/11.
100%, man.
In terms of just feel and vibe of the cities or just the country itself.
Yep.
It got way more tense after.
Oh, dude.
And it's still like that. It's even worse.
And that prejudice stuck. Like the prejudice against anybody who looks like they could be a Muslim or from the Middle East or anywhere in that area. Mm-hmm. Like, you walk through an airport, and if you dress in all white and have
the fucking...
It's not
cultural
gear.
gear.
Yeah, I don't know what the headpiece is that the men wear. It's just white, and it's got it's like a headband almost thing around it.
The sheikhs wear the fucking the sheikhs of fucking Dubai.
the big dudes.
Yeah.
If you walk through an airport like that,
you'll
still get judged no matter where you are in the world. And I'm like, it's such a divided thing. Like, they have 9/11 and everybody's got to take their shoes off at the airport. You shoot up 90% of their schools. Don't touch my fucking guns. Like,
it's crazy.
Are you crazy, man? It's stupid. I mean, even here at Carried Over, then, like, we had to take our shoes off and
oh, really?
All that sort of stuff. Yep, it went worldwide.
I think they still do that. I had to do that when I came here.
Yep. Yeah. It chops and changes now because I recently flew back from up north, and you don't have to take your shoes off anymore.
Well, because it's within the country though. It's domestic.
Oh, so internationally you have to do it.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You have to do it within your own country.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's only when you're crossing a border.
Well, again, Australia's biggest issue is fresh fruit and veggies.
Which is so wild to me. I'm like, you don't care about anything else?
Yeah.
So I can bring a gun.
I've got this gun. Yeah, drugs? But do you have any almonds?
Yo, for real, man. I was so confused when I thought it was a joke.
Nah.
I was like, yeah, they're gonna take my nectarines from me. Oh yeah, they'll pin you to the ground.
Yeah, sorry, mate. No stone fruits here, mate.
Oh, is that a fucking plum?
Yeah.
Get on the ground, cut.
You gotta be plumb fucking crazy, you dog.
Yeah, you're fucking gone. Yeah. Get on the fucking knees, mate.
Don't touch my gun. We don't give a fuck about your bullets, mate.
Yeah, put the fucking gun to my head. I don't care. What's that? What's that? A fucking jackfruit?
Give me your grapes. Oh no, I just have pistachio. Get on here.
Pistachio? Yeah. Get this fucking gun.
That's the worst kind.
some guy waving a pack of cocaine. It's like, hey, mate, you're good to go,
Yeah,
mate.
no, you
you're
go
good.
through,
You're good.
go
Hey,
through.
you're a good cat, mate. Yeah, keep going, mate.
Go through. Just put it on your card. You got to announce it.
You got a switchblade. You need a key for the fucking bumps. I got you, cat.
Flicks him his own. Just go. I got to deal with nuts over here.
Yeah. Hey, can you give me a bump? I need.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. And they'll repeat that. Like the flight from here to like Melbourne or Sydney, they'll repeat the fresh fruit and nuts thing like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
it's like, I get it, bro.
It was when we first came in, bro. I thought I was getting interrogated for like domestic violence. He's like, "You got any fur?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Sorry, what? No, like we just
these nuclear bombs."
Oh, okay, you're right. Yeah.
But are they covered in fur?
Wait, these fruit flavored bombs?
Have they come into contact with any animals?
Yeah, the animal stuff too is they're heavy on that.
Yeah,
they're strict.
Oh, for sure.
We were just for fun. We wouldn't have done it, but we're trying to find out how it would be to bring our dog Callie from Canada to Australia.
Yep.
It's like 3 months in quarantine.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
are you
right.
insane?
What are you doing for 3 months that dog can't leave after a day?
Yeah, my little fucking teacup Yorkie, that's 4 pounds, is going to survive.
It's
for 3
going
months?
to destroy our ecosystem.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to destroy the kangaroos.
Yeah.
The wildfires are because of my fucking tiny dog.
Yeah, drop bears will no longer be a thing. You're a masochist.
Yeah, seriously. Sadist, all of it.
Yeah, you know what's interesting though? Like the job that I do, I visit a lot of rural areas like farms and stuff like that. The biosecurity that they take as seriously.
The what?
The biosecurity. So like they don't like cross contamination, or if you've been on one cattle farm, you can't, like your car can't travel to the next neighboring one without getting a full wash down. So you don't take the gravel or possible insecticides and stuff into the next one and infect them. Into the next farm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's that strict.
Yeah, so you go over cattle grids and stuff, which knocks all the dirt out of your tires, and they give you a pressure spray down before you drive into the area.
What the hell?
It's crazy. They'll take that more seriously than if you rock up to the property with a gun.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and to be fair, the property that I was at, the guys just had rifles sitting on their dashboard.
Oh wow. Were you allowed to have guns in Australia?
You got to have a license for it, so that you have to justify the reason why. So a lot of farmers will have either air rifles or 22 gauge shotguns.
Oh, because
and that's for pests and foxes and kangaroos, whatever, for their properties. But you can't, like, I can't justifiably buy a handgun because I want it in my apartment. So yeah, and that was because we literally had one massacre.
Yeah, I remember.
And
wait, it was like in the 70s though, or some shit.
Nah, it was around the time I was in primary school, so early 90s, I think.
Oh right.
And that's all it took for Australia to be like, right, give us all your guns. One massacre, that was it. Like, give it all back. And then the farmers had to buy their guns back. And then, like, it all had to go through a process. So they would know exactly how many guns they got on the property, why they have it, and that's it.
Wow.
So
that's insane, man.
Is Canada Canada's got pretty loose-ish gun laws, don't they?
No, you don't. We don't. We're not. It's illegal.
You can't have a personal firearm.
No, you can get a license for hunting.
Right. So it's got to be justified.
Yeah. You can't just buy just to have.
Yeah.
It's not like the States. But there's still gun violence, man. There's a lot of gun violence in Canada right now.
I feel like there always will be where guns are.
Well, but the thing is, we're not supposed to have guns, but it's smuggled, obviously, right?
Yeah.
In the States.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, "Oh, Canada's safe, no guns." I'm like, bro, there's gun violence way more than you think.
Yeah. Right.
A lot, man. All the gangs and shit. Fucking, I don't know, like just in general, there people are getting shot here left and right every day in Toronto. Yeah.
In Toronto.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Would that be like, is it big in Van as well, or just is it kind of secluded to certain areas?
Yeah, it's not as, I don't think it's as big in Vancouver and BC and shit. It's more so just the major cities, the other major cities, pretty much just Toronto, to be honest. Like, I think in Montreal a little bit, but Ottawa, a little bit. But yeah, it's more so the ones that are closer to the border of the U.S.
I wonder why that's all the same. Well, wonder where they're getting them from.
Yeah, I wonder where. But what I don't understand is how the fuck are you guys allowing this to happen?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
someone's got to stop it somewhere, or someone's getting paid off.
I genuinely think they don't care.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you're looking at the government side of things, I don't think they
no
care.
idea, man. I think there's something way above us that we can't even see.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I always feel that way. I'm always skeptical of something.
That's if I was ever to be labeled a conspiracy theorist, that's the sort of stuff that I would be like, just because we don't know what's happening, it's definitely happening. Like, there's no way you cannot convince me that somebody like Joe Biden has personally been running shit for the last 3 years or 4 years, whatever he's been in office for. There's somebody above him in the shadows, pulling the strings, and he's the little puppet behind a puppet master. And then, you've got, the Rockefellers and that family and people like that.
They invest in everything.
To me, they're the ones who are running shit. And they're like, well, people are going to kill themselves off. What do we care? As long as we're safe.
And they're getting plenty of money.
Oh, 100%. And they also fund all the guns that are being made. So why wouldn't we, you make it more illegal. The ones you do catch, you send to jail. That makes some money as well. The jails make a mad money.
In the States especially, bro. Prison is a business.
Yeah, 100%. And the most lucrative business as well.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
There's a documentary on it. I don't know if you've seen it. It's about the prisons in the States.
Nah.
Yeah, man. It's so interesting. They were saying how they have to hit a certain quota every month.
Jesus.
So they...
in terms of people coming in.
Yeah, so they can keep the money flowing.
That's crazy.
So
people
that tells me
jail
already
for shit.
Yeah, they're obviously like looking for suspects.
Mm-hmm.
But even people who don't deserve to go to prison, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Yeah, and then they target certain communities as well, like the black community, the Mexicans, Latinos.
The one that people will look at and go, "Oh, that's unfair," but it makes sense.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, man, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
That's nuts.
Which is not surprising, but it's sad.
Oh shit, for sure.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's just the unfortunate reality of the States, man. It's like it's all about the money, man. $1 trillion industry.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And why the fuck do we need that much ammunition?
We don't. That's the thing. We guns, genuinely don't. If you think about it, if on a logical scale, it's never going to change. Not in my lifetime, anyway.
No.
But
it's too greedy.
The whole them funding the wars and even in country, international wars, whatever, is purely a money grab power thing, right?
Yeah.
But if you take that away, if what they say behind, for the public is like, oh, we want world peace and we don't want wars and we don't want people fighting and all that sort of stuff. If that was true, literally just stop the funding. Like, put it into something else. Put it into the arts. If you want people to be happy, make better movies. Put comedians out there. Put singers out there. That's what brings people joy. But like Australia alone in the last couple of years cut $50 million of funding out of their entertainment fund.
Classic.
So for people...
Fucking Australia.
Yeah, so if you're an Australian comedian trying to make it, I don't know how much you've paid attention to it, but you never see national TV Australia pushing Aussie comedians until they get a Netflix special like Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
He wasn't, to me, he was not even our best comedian. I think our best comedian's Carl Barron.
Everyone says that. Yeah.
And he tried to cut it in the States, but his humor's so Aussie didn't kind of carry over. Jim Jeffries spent so much time in Europe before he made it in the States, but now Australia claims him as his own.
Of course.
And I'm like, okay, you're just doing that because he's doing well, but you won't push anybody else.
Yeah.
Like the best we get is Melbourne Comedy Festival, and then that's pushed with a very specific agenda.
It sucks. I was a part of it. I know how it is.
Yeah, trying to push a solo show.
I'm on the ground, bro.
Yeah, trying to push a solo
show. I can see how
show.
they operate.
Yeah.
They push the weirdest acts that aren't even funny. It's all about some political gender identity.
Little woke agenda. Yep.
I'm like, this isn't comedy anymore.
It's now just ticking boxes.
It's just ticking. It's quota. It's quota hitting.
100%.
And no wonder it turns off a lot of people.
Oh, dude,
from watching
100%.
the shows and doing the shows themselves.
Or even then, if you're not into that humor, right, the stuff that's getting pushed on TV, then it almost discourages you from going to find somebody that you do think will be funny at the festival. Like, I don't want to traipse through a magazine of 50 pages to find, Neema in a tiny little corner going, oh, he could be funny. Yeah. But then you look at it like the thing that blows my mind, and I thought about it after the gig on Saturday, is that your exposure in terms of, the trajectory of your comedy career has been incredible the last couple of years. Like the people you've gotten open for, like the whole Gary Vee thing, it still blows my mind because I knew of Gary Vee before I saw you doing his impersonations. Yeah. But a lot of people in Perth, maybe even Australia, don't know who he is.
Yeah.
He's not as big in Australia. But then when I saw like any connection of you to him, and then you got to open at VCon, I was like, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's almost bigger than doing it for a comedian because of the outreach that he has.
Fucking content king.
Yeah. And the connections that man has.
Crazy.
But then you also got to open for Russell Peters, which like he was my first inspiration behind the accents and stuff.
Exactly.
And then I half expect to see you opening for Joe Coy soon.
Oh yeah, for
very
sure.
similar kind of realm of comedians.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the stuff that you've gotten to do with Sushi Mango.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Which is awesome. Like the only 2 comedians I've seen do anything with them in the entire country is you and Joe.
Joe White?
Joe White, yeah.
He filmed with them?
I think, or he did some shows with them. He didn't do like social media content with him. He did some shows with them.
Just for us in Sydney or something.
Yeah. So you're the only 2 comedians I've seen that I know of, obviously, that have done direct stuff with him. Yeah. But you're the only one I've seen do actual content with him. Yeah. Outside of those 2 guys on TikTok who do I think it's either New York or Boston Deli.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about Tommy Guarino?
I can't remember their name. They're 2 guys and they act like they're in a meat deli.
Yeah, the big guy. White guy. They're from Boston?
Yeah.
Tommy Guarino. I know that guy. Yeah,
right. So, they did stuff with Sushi Mango.
Oh, right. Yeah, because they went into the shop.
They came in
They did it with the 2 New York guys, Joe and Nikki Scarlotta.
Yeah.
The twins.
Oh, it might be those guys then.
No, they did. I think they did it with both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I saw. Yeah, they're both funny.
Yeah, but so for me, like, you're killing it, right? Like the ability to get to a point people are like, yeah, of course we want to do stuff with you, rather than you being like, hey, can I?
Yeah.
Hey, can I? Like, please notice me type thing. Yeah.
You just got to provide more value.
Then nobody in Australia would know who you are because Australia doesn't push that.
Oh yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Mad to me, right? Like Sushi Mango is pushed because they did well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But now they're backing them.
Yeah, but now they're like, oh, okay, now we see you doing well. Let's claim you and act as if we're the ones giving you your limelight. It's like, nah, bro, they would have killed it without you.
Yeah, exactly.
And like again, you're killing it on your own. Like you've done so well on your own.
I'm trying, bro.
But again, like you look at. I don't know how Canada is with that sort of stuff. If they really push comedians,
they don't push us at all.
I only ever see people like Russell Peters get pushed.
Well, not even. But
he claims the Indian side more than he claims the Canadian side.
He doesn't even live in Canada anymore.
Yeah,
like because of that.
He'd be in the States now. Yeah,
he's a States guy.
Yeah, which makes sense to to his level. But where's that? I don't know where you go from your level to his level in terms of. Like, who else do you have to be associated with?
Yeah, I know.
To push you, or not even to push you, to give you that up? Does it become a network thing, or is there somebody out there who's always going, oh, yeah, I can connect him with him with, and they're like, I don't think there's that many people out there. It's like, we don't have the sports agents of the entertainment world. Like,
I mean, you do a little bit, but not as nearly as big it is in sports.
Yeah, but like you have to be so above everybody else trying to do the same thing to even get a lick of notoriety. It's crazy.
Well, that's why content is king.
Yeah.
That's literally before I did the impressions of Gary Vee, we were watching and consuming his content.
Yeah.
Just to learn stuff.
Just to absorb it, yeah.
Absorb it, and it actually helped.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. And then
literally, it's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
Is because of Gary Vee providing us with the value that he has.
Yeah.
For free, so I can retain it, and then flip it and do it on my own, create the content, along the way as a bonus. Yeah. Impersonating him.
Yeah.
And then gaining an audience.
Which is literally what he preaches.
That's exactly what his message was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I took it literally. Now look, it's like, why the fuck am I in Australia? And how the fuck do I have fans in Australia?
Yeah.
It's because of content.
Yeah.
There's no other way. And you're talking about like, making the jump to stardom or whatever. It's nowadays it has to come from the content.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it. But you will still get connections if you're in with like someone like Bill Burr or like
if you know somebody,
like, eventually you'll start to take
doors open a lot,
like Joe Rogan.
Better.
This guy fucking he's opening so many doors for so many comedians. Ari Mati.
Yep.
So he was in Canada for many years. I did some shows with him too. Like I don't know, I'm not that close with him, but like a couple of my friends who I am close with who are comics worked with him, and like you all and the thing is like comedians who will make it. Like you can just tell.
Yeah, some people have it. Some people, unfortunately, just don't.
They just don't. But
Yeah.
like Ari, for example, is like a prime example. Like he was already so talented and so funny, worked hard, but how was he supposed to make that jump?
Yeah, how do you break through
No.
that ceiling?
There was nothing.
Without somebody else opening the door for you to
That's
walk
it.
through.
And so I think when he went to the States, he started doing the shows in Austin or wherever he was.
Yeah.
And then Rogan saw him, and then obviously start to open
That's
for
the
Rogan.
biggest step
It's like
up.
already you're in, and
Yeah.
then it's like you just keep maintaining and doing well.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're on Joe Rogan podcast, and now he's fucking blowing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's how you do it.
And not resting on those laurels, not going, oh, I opened for Joe. I've made it now.
No,
It's like,
no,
nah,
that's just
dude.
like a stepping stone. Even when I opened for Russell, I was like, this is just like the next thing.
Yeah,
Like, I have to go do a spot tomorrow.
Yep.
An open mic. in
Yeah,
front of
that
two
could be
people who don't
5
give a
minutes.
fuck about
Yeah,
me.
5 minutes in front of people who don't give a shit
Give
who
a
you are.
shit, bro. Literally the night we did the show, I went straight to the comedy lounge.
Oh,
to do a
afterwards.
spot.
Yeah.
and before it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just need to get stage time. I want to fucking just do more material. I
Yeah.
want to do more
I
spots.
just want to be in it.
Because that's the whole essence of it. It's not just about a certain thing.
Yeah. Well,
It's
there's
not-
no end point.
There's
really.
no end point. It's just this is just the life journey of it. Is just to get on stage, make people laugh. That's
Yeah.
the whole the general
Actually, I think it might have been you who posted about it the other day on your Instagram,
what.
unless it was somebody else talking about really just starting to enjoy the journey
Yeah,
of it
yeah,
all
I
rather
did.
than the end point.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that's a massive thing. Like, I was a big thing about it when I first started comedy. In my mind, I was like, oh, I've done a solo show and it got 5 stars.
Yeah.
What's my next end point? Rather than, cool, what do I have to do in between now to get to that point?
Yeah.
I just thought it would really just come easy because I knew nothing about it. And even now, like, this is my 9th year doing it, and there's something in me that just hasn't flicked yet to really just knuckle down and give it everything. But when I am doing it as a regular thing, I'm like, this is it. I don't give a shit what happens in a year.
Right.
This is it. This is doing like 2-3 gigs a night. You're around your people. You're around those people who you love bouncing ideas off. You get off stage and they're like, oh, did you try this? Or what about that? And you're like, oh shit, now I can't wait for the next 5 minutes but I get. And then I was even thinking about, like, I got to do 20 for you on Saturday.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's comedians who get to do only 10 maximum for a
what?
good 3, 4, 5 years.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I
So
know.
to have 20 minutes on stage is such a blessing, especially in Perth where it's such a small pond.
Yeah.
To get 20 minutes anywhere is massive.
I know, yeah.
So versus, like, I mean, again, you coming over to Perth in, what was 2019?
2018.
2018
2018, yeah.
was the first time I met you. Like, we did stuff for Joe.
I was doing like max 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't do more than 7 once, I don't think, that month.
Yeah. And then the year after, like, at the same time, I was doing like 15 minutes
Yeah,
for
you were
Joe.
doing, yeah, I remember.
And then the year after, I was doing an hour.
Right. I remember,
But
yeah.
I was lucky enough that a large part of that was just talking shit. It wasn't like tried and tested comedy. Now I know I can still fill that time, but I'd rather have 45 of tried and tested
Right,
and do
more
15 of I'm going to just talk shit
Crowd work and shit.
versus that flip side where, if this joke doesn't go well, I got to try and find a nugget out of the crowd now.
Oh, yeah.
So-
No, that's the wrong way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the best way is to have the tightest material, even if it's like 30 minutes or
Mm-hmm.
35 or 40, if you're trying to fill an hour.
Yeah.
And then once you have that, it's actually more comfortable doing crowd work.
Oh, for sure.
And doing more time. you know?
Yeah. Because you got a fallback.
Yeah.
If the crowd work's not giving you anything, cool, I'm going to give you my
I know
stuff.
what this material is going to... Yeah, right.
Yep.
Exactly. And that's...
Versus-
yeah.
Yeah,
Versus the other way around.
Yeah,
where
if your material's not working, you're like, oh.
you can't rely on crowd work.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah.
How long you been together?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Shit.
That's what I'm saying. And then that could go wrong. It's like you're done.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd say that's the main thing I've been focusing on is just like you said is I'm not worried about, obviously it's good to have a vision and to visualize your future and where you want to go in 5 years, 10 years. But generally speaking, like every day I go out and do open mics or I'm doing a show, I'm just focused on that one set.
Yeah.
And it actually makes it more fun and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, all right, man, I just have to worry about this 5 minutes, this 10, and just like have fun with it. And then you genuinely start to feel more joy,
Oh, shit, yeah.
which is like might sound cheesy, but it's true.
Dude, living in the
you know?
moment versus being anxious about the future.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah, it's like think about it after you're done.
Yep.
But for now, fucking worry about this.
Yeah. Worry about what you've got to do right now, and the rest of this shit doesn't matter right now.
And then you, on top of that, when you do that, you actually end up focusing better. I find, and you're more efficient, and it's just a more of an effective time on stage.
Oh, for sure, because you're actually in the moment. You're paying attention to what you need to do.
You're being present. You're being one with yourself.
Yeah, I've always noticed, like, and again, I'm not the most tried and tested comedian. I have the most experience, but I always say to like new comedians who I ever have a chat to, and they're real nervous about their first set, or you talk to people and like, oh, I wanted to do comedy, but I'm too scared to. I'll say the same thing to everybody every single time for the rest of my life. If you look at 5 minutes, what's that out of your life? What does 5 minutes mean out of your entire life? If you do the best set of your life for 5 minutes, no one's going to go, you know what, you should be on BET. I want you on SNL.
Right.
If you have the worst 5 minutes, no one's going to turn around and go, maybe you should never do comedy again. It's literally a nothing amount of time. You're not going to make the rest of your life with 5 minutes. You're not going to destroy your life for 5 minutes. But if you can enjoy that 5 minutes for what it is, everything else doesn't matter. And then again, if you get the laughs, even better. If you don't get them, cool. Go back, see what didn't work. Try another 5 minutes. Then you go 7 minutes. If you can't fill 7 minutes, work on getting a better 5.
Right.
And then you just build up from there.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
But it's so much more fun that way.
For sure.
I love doing open mics too, where it's like just shit.
Yeah.
Shit open mic.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
That's the epitome of the grind.
It's so, you know why it's great is because if you do a set at a shitty open mic and you do well, it's actually more significant than crushing in front of a full crowd.
You're a god if you can destroy a shitty open mic.
You feel amazing.
She's like, I'm just better than everybody here right now.
Yeah. That's how you know it's funny.
Yeah.
That happened to me last night. I told my brother when I got home, I was like, yo, I'm so amped right now. I did 5 minutes with my notebook on stage because I was trying a couple of new tags for some of the jokes I have.
Yep.
And it fucking worked. And I was like, you know how good of a feeling that is? It's actually better than like orgasm sometimes.
Oh, dude, and that high lasts for a lot longer too. You don't have post-joke clarity. You have post-nut clarity, though.
Exactly. Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
Oh, facts.
Oh, facts. I don't know what accent I just said.
I was just trying to do Kyle Legacy's
That's too
accent.
true.
Yeah.
Fucking facts.
It's fucking facts.
It's fucking facts. I'm not even lying, bro.
No, I don't fucking bomb.
Yeah.
You fucking bomb.
Yeah, you ever fucking seen me bomb? Fuck, I've lad.
I'm the fucking king of fucking riffing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, those are the best, man. The open mics where if you do well, it's like it's a different feeling.
Yeah,
you never feel you can't emulate that feeling.
Nah, and you can't even recreate it with a different type of open mic crush. They all have their individual feel about it. I hate the fact that the best feeling I've ever had to date outside of my own solo show that got a standing ovation was a gig that I did with Joe White, and we did Melbourne, and we had 6 people in the crowd.
Yeah.
We did 30 shows in a row for Melbourne Comedy Festival, and it was like a Thursday night. Nobody wanted to go to comedy. We had like 60 seats set out and 6 people rocked up. And we took away every single seat but the 6.
Nice.
And we lined them up 3 and 3. So we had a second row.
Why?
And just cause.
That's hilarious.
I was just like, I don't want to just speak to the front row. I want to speak to the second row as well.
Hey, second row, how you feeling?
Yeah, that's literally how it ended up being. So I opened for him, right? And I was like, how's everybody in the front row doing? And they're like, yeah, we're good. I was like, and you guys in the back?
In the back?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And like I ended up for 15 minutes speaking to every one of them individually.
Yeah, obviously.
And they just had the best vibe about him. Joe did like a good 45, 50 minute set for him. And they were the most thankful crowd you've ever done comedy to.
That's the best, man.
2 nights later, 85, 90 people.
Bomb.
I was like, I don't really like you guys. Like, why can't you be 6 people again?
I know. Come on, man.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, sometimes that happens where I did a gig last week in Rockingham. And
lived to tell the tale.
I know, right?
Congratulations.
I made it out. Whoever's listening to this or watching this, Rockingham is literally like crack cocaine.
Yeah, it's the dregs of Perth. Yep.
I'm surprised I was not inhaling meth.
Yeah.
And oxygen.
I mean, it's appropriately named Rockingham.
That's true.
Yeah.
There you go. There's definitely some rock in that ham.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I did this gig and at this like it's actually a nice venue, but it's like a more of a club lounge.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember their name, but I know which one you're
Encore or
talking about.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It was nice. And I was supposed to headline it, and you know they were expecting 50 or 60 people, right?
But
Because
you'd
they
be
usually
stoked
do.
with any gig.
Oh yeah, it's amazing, right? But only like 12 people showed up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then also like if the producer of the show really matters in terms of seating people, I always one of my biggest pet peeves is when there's a show on that people pay tickets to come to, and the person who's supposed to seat the people don't seat them like strategically.
Appropriately, yeah.
'Cause I'm like, man, you were talking about like 3 and 3 rows, like
Yeah.
it's obviously funny, but it's still good because rather than like 2 people here, 2
Oh,
over
the
there,
spread
1
out?
there. I hate that.
Nah.
It's like, what's the point? This isn't even a show, right?
Yeah, you're just talking to open space
It's weird.
at that point.
I know it kind of it makes it does enhance it when everyone's together.
Yep.
So anyway, it was spread out, whatever, but still the people that were there were still enjoying themselves,
Yeah.
even though it was like 12 people,
Yeah.
in a massive room.
Yep.
Those people still loved it, and I love that because
That's the whole point of it.
yeah, because
the
they
whole
very
point of
well
it.
could have like just like been like this fucking sucks.
And
even the comedians.
some people might. Like, comedians will get there and be like,
That's what I hate the most, actually. is
I'm
when-
too good to talk
Yeah.
to 12 people. Bro,
That I
you're,
don't like.
you're not too good to talk to one.
No, one, yeah,
Yeah.
you motherfucker. You should be
Yeah.
fucking thankful that you're here.
Are you getting paid for this? No. Well, then you're not too good to talk to as many people as sitting down.
Even if you are getting paid, which
Yeah. No. If I'm getting paid for it, yeah, you better at least have 150 people in that
yeah,
room. Yeah.
or else I'm not even looking at the crowd.
Yeah,
I'm
I
facing
won't.
the wall.
I won't drive the hour to get out there.
I'm doing my jokes blindfolded.
Yeah,
and looking at the ground.
I'll voice note you my jokes, and you can play it for the
Play it on
crowd
speaker,
through the
bitch.
microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but so yeah, doing that show it actually made my experience better because one, it's more intimate too because you can just talk to everyone individually. like
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah, definitely.
And then it's just a different vibe. It's a different skill. It's a different learning experience. And that's a lot of what I wrote in that story post too.
Yeah.
Is very relatable to this as well in terms of like because every show is different. You can always learn something different from every show you do,
For sure.
and that's what I love about it. And so because it could very well have been a terrible night.
Yeah.
But I actually had a really fun time with these 12 people that are scattered.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
And again, that all comes down to perspective. If
Yeah,
you
that-
get there and you're like, 12
Right,
people,
exactly.
like I went all this way and this is all I get.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, well, you also could have not been on the lineup. You could have
could have
been
not made money.
You could have been asking to be on spots and people were like, nah, we're good.
I had fucking 25 minutes of stage time. Where
Yeah.
Like I wasn't even. I could have done nothing that night.
Yep.
It's another opportunity to do 25 minutes of material.
Yeah.
To get the rep in.
Which is, that could be done in multiple gigs.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who can only do 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Getting 25 minutes up is a long haul.
It's the reps, man. I'm
Yeah.
all about the reps these days. You
Yeah.
know? You can't fake the reps either.
Nah.
I love the reps. It's
Yeah.
like the gym. It's like you show up every day consistently.
100%.
Get the reps in. Eventually, you'll get stronger and stronger, right?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with stand up.
Yeah.
So,
And then you'll get stronger in different aspects as well.
yeah, exactly.
Like crowd
Very
work.
specific, yeah.
Crowd work, I think when I first started out, that was something I guess I was probably pretty blessed with.
Yeah.
The ability to do crowd work with it without getting nervous. And I think that's why I get probably more MC gigs than I get like actual spots a lot of the time.
Why?
Is because I can fill space without having to do a set. Like
Oh.
I'm so comfortable with talking to crowds and stuff like that and being able to make something out of it rather than just be like, all right, here's your next comic. And if they're shit, they're like, all right, here's the next one.
I know.
Okay, cool. Here's the next one.
Yeah.
Like, I think probably one of my favorite gigs this year, I did the Guildford Comedy Club. Xavier put me on it.
Guildford?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's near Midland.
Oh, I don't know.
It's one of the rooms that Xavier runs on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
They do it once a month. And he got me to MC it. I hadn't probably done MC stuff in about 2 or 3 months, just because one, for being away for work so long, but I'd also done a lot more spots and corporate gigs because that was around where I was just trying to make money from it. And MC'd it, and some of my best punchlines or some of my biggest laughs came from being able to jump on things that the crowd was saying or even callbacks to the crowd from earlier in the night. And that's some of my most enjoyable times. Because if I'm doing like a joke that I've done before and I know works, getting a laugh is like, well, that's what I expected. It's like, it's still a nice feeling, but it's like, I'd be more hurt if I didn't get laughs because I know that joke works.
Yeah.
But if I'm getting laughs from naturally pulling something out of the crowd or a back and forth between somebody and the whole crowd appreciates it, I'm like, that's it. That's the stuff that makes me want to come back. And then you go back and you do, like you said, like a new joke or a different tagline to a joke that you've already worked on. You're like, that's what I need. That's the feeling that gets me going.
Yep.
Not repeating the same joke over and over and over again, knowing it's going to get a laugh. Then you're not really pushing yourself. You're just getting laughs for the sake of it. And, you know, if I'm getting paid a decent amount for a big gig, I will use stuff that's tried and tested. I'm not going to go there with my newest 5 minutes and hope it works. No. But
yeah, those are the opportunities to try those things.
Crowd work I find absolutely incredible.
It's fun, man.
It's so cool.
Yeah. And because you can never recreate it.
Nah. And if you do, never going to hit the same.
No. It's always going to be different.
Yeah. I do enjoy seeing some comedians that I know, they always have like maybe 2 or 3 specific jokes that they use for crowd work. And then to me, it's not crowd work. Like they will ask us, they'll ask a specific person a specific question, knowing their punchline is going to be that.
Oh, right.
Because they've said it once before and it worked.
Yeah, yeah.
So then that's their version of crowd work. I'm like, crowd work is just got to be natural. Like that's also probably why I love watching Legacy do what he does so well. Because a lot of the time it won't be the same he gets, even if he's asking the same question.
Yeah.
And then his comebacks are just incredible.
No,
Shout out to Carl.
Skill,
not
man.
that good.
No, he sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, he's actually the nicest guy. That's why I love doing. The more you get on stage, the more new things happen that you have to get through.
Oh yeah.
And you think you think you know it all until something new happens. You're like, oh fuck, I don't know how to handle this. Right? That's why I love it so much. But
it also does teach you to enjoy that scary shit.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the first time you bombed?
Oh yeah.
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 Do you remember how it made you feel? Like, like you wanted to die.
Yeah, no.
Right? I remember the first time I did genuine jokes that in my mind I was like, these are killer. And it got met with dead silence. And I had to try and crowd work my way out of digging a bigger hole.
Yeah.
And I left that gig feeling like, maybe I'm not as funny as I thought I was. Or like maybe my friends are just lying.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're really funny. I was like, did you fucking see that?
See that?
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be on stage. I shouldn't hold a microphone.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was like, I think maybe it happened 2 or 3 times over the next couple of years or whatever, where jokes that I genuinely expected to land just missed the beat completely. And that was either on me for not reading the crowd or it just wasn't their humor, which is fine. But it got to a point where I was like, bring it on. Like if I'm going to fucking bomb, give me something to work with. Like give me some shit that humbles the fuck out of me. Because I'll genuinely go on stage in my own mind knowing I'm funny. I've done enough gigs that I know I'm funny. I know I can make a crowd laugh. It's not an arrogance thing. It's just confidence. But I'm still like, make me fucking work for it. Give me something that goes, oh shit, I got to step it up next time because I can't rely on that anymore. That I didn't expect or that I didn't expect. Like even the gig I did on Saturday for you, I messed up one of the lines in my joke that really sets it up. And it was a very important line.
I hate that.
But I realized it far enough into the joke that I couldn't backtrack. There was no way to bring that around. So I changed my tagline at the end to include it as part of my tagline. If they understood it, it went really well. If they didn't understand it, I'm bombing as my last joke for you before I bring you up.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, this better not be the one that dies. I'd rather die in the middle and finish strong than go strong and then die. Yeah. And thank God it worked. Thank God they got the reference.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I miss this, I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's going to go flat.
And I was thinking that while I'm telling my jokes.
I hate that.
And it's like that internal conversation, like, bro, you better not fuck this up for him. Like he's given the faith in you to put you on stage to like set his energy. Yeah. And I'm like, Jason, don't you fuck this up. Like you better fucking nail this, bro. And I haven't had that feeling in a while. And I was like, funny. Okay, cool.
The worst timing.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to hit you.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. Am I able to pull myself out of this and finish strong? Or am I going to bitch out and just be like, all right, that's my time.
Oh, man.
Let's bring on Neema.
That's rough, man.
So I was so glad that it finished well, but it could have gone the other way.
For sure. It always can.
And that would have been one of those things I was like, I really got to sit down and think about my process and how I check off. Like, I can't get too ahead of myself.
Yeah.
I got to be in that pocket. Finish the joke, move on to the next one. So, yeah, it's like you said, it's reps.
Man, that's why the more you get on stage, the more comfortable you get, and the less you'll fuck up. Like that.
Yeah. I think I've only fucked up twice in that way, like where I've gotten so far ahead I can't backtrack. I
know. That's how,
and it's like, oh, what did you just do?
I know. Yeah, and it sucks because you're like, this could have easily been avoided. Mm-hmm. If you just did a little more practice or a little more, whatever it was, preparation. It's all just comes down to that.
Yep.
But do you have any recent memories of like eating shit on stage that were bad?
Probably last year, end of financial year time. I do a lot of corporate comedy stuff where they get me to MC their nights, but I always offer like 15, 20 minutes of comedy because I can always bump my price up as well.
What do you mean?
So if I'm an MC for their end of financial year stuff, a lot of the time I'm just reading off a run sheet.
Oh, right.
Announcing the people who are doing awards or announcing speeches and, back and forth with the crowd, but it's not stand up.
Oh, right, yeah.
If I offer them 15 to 20 minutes of stand up.
Off the top.
I bump my price up by about $300 to $400.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And I'm just like, cool, it gives me stage time without competing with another comedian. But throughout the night, I can kind of set up a vibe of what they can expect. So then when I do it, I'm really in a good vibe. Okay. I can set my own energy up.
Yeah.
And I remember I did it for an accounting firm. And I got there and I'm looking at the people and I'm trying to get a good read on the energy in the room, chat to a couple of people, get their vibe, get what they might find funny, because I can maybe jump between a couple of different type of jokes, and everything they were talking about, I was like, I can't relate. I've got nothing for that. I don't know what to do here. But they'd already paid me. So I was like, I got to do the stand-up. I can't just leave it out for the night. So we're doing, I'm introducing people, and some of their staff members were doing some jokes in their speeches. And I'm like, okay, that's what you guys are laughing at. Turns out they were just fucking filthy.
Oh, really?
Like they were like dirty type humor.
Oh.
And I don't really have that type of humor, but I guess I can vibe off it. And came in with what I thought was going to be a really good way to start off the jokes. And I don't think I've heard silence like that in a long time. Like, imagine you're the crowd and just don't react. And I was like, yeah. And then this dude probably had his fist in his ass, right? And I was just breathing.
No way. It was dead silence.
I've never felt like I had to wait for something else to come up.
Wow.
In my mind, I can usually just fire it on and be like, all right, cool, we'll move on. Or like, even sometimes when you're on stage and you'll be like, well, I fucked that up, and the crowd will laugh almost out of sympathy.
Right.
I couldn't even do that because they were just looking at me like, And dude, when I tell you, I felt like
a piece of shit,
self-imploding on myself, like my body getting sucked into a black hole and disappearing. Sweating. Yeah. My whole body went hot. And I just was like, I was in that split second of like, I can either try and double down and maybe squeeze some like blood out of this stone, or I can admit defeat and move on, and hopefully they will like run with me. And I was like, look guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you guys actually want comedy from me tonight because I don't know if the vibe's here. I was just honest. I was like, I don't know if do you guys want stand up, or do you want me to just carry the night on like we had originally organized? And one guy just started me and goes, give us another one. I was like, in my head, I was like, fuck, that's not what I wanted to hear. Like I did not want to have to try and convince you I'm funny.
Some guy yelled it out?
Yeah. One of the dudes in the crowd was like, no, give us another one. And at this point, I'm like, you just want to see me die. You guys just want to see me burn. And I was like, all right. And I just thought, I'm not going to try and do filthy. I'm just going to do my shit. If my shit isn't funny to him, then cool. Yeah. It is what it is.
Right.
Tried one of my short jokes, like my Tinder joke. And I got a couple of laughs out of it. And I guess they kind of appreciated the self-deprecating stuff.
Yeah, they love that here, yeah.
But I was like, I'm not going to take that as a sign to be arrogant and then go even further. And I was like, you guys let me know if you want me to keep going. And then the same dude was like, nah, we're good. And I was
Like as in like no.
he's like, we're good with stand up. We don't need any more.
No.
Yeah. And I was
He
like,
said that out loud?
And my soul died. My soul 100% died. But
No
I was like,
way.
I was like, cool. I'm going to just MC the rest of the night. If you didn't end up charging him for stand up, because I was like,
What?
I felt terrible. I felt
Are you
terrible.
serious?
I even, for the first time in my life, I apologized for my jokes. I was like,
On stage?
No, to the guy afterwards, like a guy who organized it.
Wait, was that the same guy who was
Nope.
yelling?
That was just one of the employees.
a
That was just a very outspoken employee.
Holy fuck, dude.
And after the night, I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I genuinely thought I'd be able to gauge what this crowd thought was funny. And he's like, dude, we're such a weird group. I couldn't tell you what we think is funny. And I was like, you could have told me that before I went up on stage and died.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, but I didn't know. I thought like all comedians can just be funny. I was like, I can be.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Not to this group though. These guys don't know what laughing is.
They hated me.
Yeah, like picture a combination of an accounting firm that never sees the light of day, like guys who work on the third level below the basement. And they look like they would be a combination of Star Wars, Star Trek fans, and only take cosplay seriously.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if you hit him with a lightsaber, he'll genuinely think his arm's gone. That type of crowd. Now picture my type of humor with them.
No chance. That's
No,
like me,
no shot.
That's
no
like me
shot.
performing in front of like a squirrel and expecting laughs.
Yep. And when I tell
I'll just run
you,
away.
I got home and I sat on the end of my bed and just wondered where I went wrong. Because it's like, what? I don't like to dwell on shit gigs unless I can learn something from it.
Yeah.
I could not pull out of that what I could have done differently. And I don't know who could have. I don't even think Kyle could have made them laugh. He could have spoken to every person in that crowd and I don't think he would have got a laugh. They're just not people who laugh at things.
I don't think they were real.
No. Or if they left afterwards that night and they could have gone, they might have been the people that were like, he was funny. But they're not going to show you. They're going to talk about it afterwards, which is just as bad.
I hate that.
Because I'll never know. I don't know if they liked me or not.
That's wild, first of all.
I was also the only black person in that entire room. It was just very pale people.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually.
I was like, I don't know what you guys watch outside of anime and Star Wars and Disney, but it's not comedy.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do.
No, there was nothing I could do.
That's an L you have to live with.
Yeah, there was nothing I did do. I did fuck all that night, man.
I did nothing.
Yeah, it hurts.
Fuck, I know that one. I know that, man. Actually, it's funny. I did a similar thing to you one time, and this was like 2 years in my career at the time, and it was a science tech conference.
Oh,
Like science on its own was decent.
Yeah.
But you add tech.
Yeah.
You lost me.
different level of
Very different level
interest.
of interest and
Yeah.
nerds.
Yeah.
Just like you're talking about, they were, but it was all Asian.
Oh,
All Asian and like some white people.
why did I just say, oh,
Oh.
okay.
Very nice.
That's what they were.
Oh my God, there is science tech.
No.
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 Science.
Don't tell the joke.
No more.
Tell me smart.
Yeah, it was wild, man. I went up, and at the time, I was not even good yet, like at all. Like I was just doing shitty fucking fat jokes. I was a bigger guy, and like that's all I had. And like I don't know, I don't fucking know any better. It was my first time doing a gig like that, a corporate event. First time ever doing like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a disaster. Lights are on. It's the middle of the day. It's like an office.
Oh, daytime shit as well?
Yeah,
No.
massive. It's a banquet hall.
Yeah, right.
And there's a massive stage and a shitty wireless microphone. People are in round tables, not even facing
Oh, that's
you.
the worst.
They're just doing something on their laptops.
Yep.
Oh my God, dude. I go up on stage. I'm like, hey, what's up? Whatever the opening stuff is. Like, sometimes you go up and people clap. Like the girl announced me, the organizer.
Yeah.
Fucking 2 people clap. There was 150 people in there. Everyone else, bro. Okay, imagine the stage is like behind me right now, and there's people sitting facing this way. This is the round table.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I went on stage, a couple people clapped. Like most people who were facing this way were just like this.
Oh, no. Not even fully turning around to acknowledge you. Ouch.
And I tried to talk to them, and like couple guys went like this. Not even a full turn.
Yeah, it's just over the side eye.
Just I don't give a fuck about this fat guy and
Yeah.
talking about whatever the fuck he's talking about. I'm trying to do my
Yeah.
computer nerd shit. It was terrible, man. It was terrible. But
And you had to do the full 15.
oh my god, it felt like an hour, man.
Yeah.
And, like, and I'm up there like trying to be funny, and like no one's giving me anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, maybe I shouldn't do comedy.
It's crazy how that can affect you so badly, even though you know you shouldn't really be getting laughs there.
No. And the worst part is, I felt the same way as you. Is like I actually felt bad getting money because
Yeah.
she was paying me $200.
Yep.
My first ever paid corporate gig too.
Yeah.
I felt guilty taking the money. I was like, I don't deserve this money.
I would have been in two mindsets about that. I would have felt guilty, but at the same time, I was like, I fucking went through that. I deserve
need
this
that
money. Yeah,
$200.
that's mine.
This is my fucking money.
Yeah, I died for that.
I did die. Yes.
Mine was different. I got 1,200 for that gig.
Oh, okay. So that's even worse though.
But had to
because it's high
turn
stakes.
down 200 for the comedy is what I charged them.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
MC'd the whole night. I had to stay after I did the comedy. That was the
That's
worst
garbage.
part.
That's actually worse.
I just started announcing things. I wasn't trying to do shit in between.
Oh god.
I was like, and next up, we've got such and such. Gave him the mic, went and sat in my corner. Came back up. Let's give him a round of applause. Next up, such and such. All right, thanks, guys. Enjoy your night. Get home safe. I've been Jason Wood.
No one claps.
No, no one did. No one even said goodbye.
Fuck, that's terrible. That's the worst too. Where
Yeah.
they're just like, all right, fuck, thank God that guy's gone.
Yep.
That's the feeling I got from the thing I did too.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll get other people come up to you and be like, hey, that was really funny, and like shake your hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Nothing. No one got up off their tables. Nothing. I just left. Yeah.
Bro, I was supposed to eat like dinner or whatever the fuck they're serving.
wouldn't.
I was fat as fuck. I was
Yeah.
like 370.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'm not turning. food
Yeah.
down. At that weight, this was the first time in my life, I think. I was
You
like,
said
I'm
no?
good. I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
I was starving.
You were so hungry.
I was starving. But like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I want to eat, but not here.
I can't eat here. Like, imagine you sitting at a table with these people.
Oh, at their table
their
as
table
well.
too.
What's up, guys?
So you guys enjoyed
What are you
the
guys
night?
up to?
Nope.
Yeah.
We did not.
Who are you?
Oh, okay.
I was just on stage. Who was on stage?
Who?
Me. Where are you from?
Yeah. Oh, you're not in computer science?
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Yeah.
You guys gonna finish that?
And the worst part is,
That's
I
crazy.
actually, to dwell on it, instead you sat on your bed, I binge ate from like 4
Oh,
different
you
places.
ate your emotions.
Oh, yeah.
Mine was a
ordered,
much
like-
healthier reaction to it.
Mine was terrible. Dude,
4 different
I
places.
swear on my life, bro. I did that constantly, but especially after something like that, I'm like, I'm getting pizza from here, Subway sandwiches there, a burger combo there with fries and drink, and then a whole bunch of donuts and
Are you
chips.
is this all in one trip?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This trip was longer than my whole set at the thing.
4 different meals
Easily.
like that and just tears.
And bro, I was so ashamed eating, buying all the food. I had a backpack. I put all the food in my
Is it
backpack.
bag? Nah.
So I don't want to get judgment from people in the
Oh,
street.
because you're taking something else into another food place.
Imagine a fat blob carrying 4 different types of junk food bags in one hand, walking.
Yeah,
They'll be like, "Who's this fat fuck?"
walking into Subway with a
With a
pizza
pizza
box.
box.
We're like, can I
Hey,
get
yeah.
no salt.
No. No, I'm good on the combo. Yeah, I'm good. I already have another meal. I'm good on the combo.
But give me those 12 cookies.
I do need dessert though.
There's always room for dessert.
I don't know if you do have room. 'Cause that's a lot of food, sir. Oh, believe me, I just fucking ate shit at this conference. I can eat.
I can safely say I've never resorted to eating my emotions after a gig.
Oh,
I don't know what I'd eat.
Fucking nice.
I don't know what I'd
Must
eat.
be nice, dude. That was the worst time of my life.
You know what I have done though? And this might be a go for you one day if you ever bomb like I've done. It's almost the equivalent of, you know how like on Instagram and stuff, social media, you see like a guy get his heart broken and then they like stitch it with all this like, go to the gym, bro,
Right.
get in the gym.
Get in the gym.
Had a really bad gig. Next day, 3 hours in the gym. Headphones on. The world didn't exist to me because I was mad.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever pushed so much in my life, man. Every rep was perfect. Everything was tight. Like
Yeah.
I was the epitome of Ronnie Coleman that day.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Arnold
like, yeah,
Schwarzenegger
buddy.
just came straight
Hey,
out.
wait.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
And then and that stuck with me. I was like, now it's just my favorite saying about any work I have to do is it ain't nothing but hard work. So it's just like, give me that crush, give me that crushed feeling to be like, I'm never having that again.
Yeah.
Never. Now I can actually vet my own corporate gigs. I kind of pick and choose what I do now, which I'm very lucky with in Perth that I've got quite a lot of connections where someone will be like, hey, we want you to do this. I'm like, no, I'm good. Another gig, last end of financial year that probably finished maybe in the last week or so in terms of a lot of the bigger gigs that I've gone through now. Yeah. There was 3 nights in a row where I had full night gigs from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. doing all of their announcing, doing stand-up. And the first one I was real skeptical about because it came from a mate, but he's like, look, they've got a lot of good money, but I don't know what the vibe is. It's a real weird vibe. I was like, I just won't do that much stand-up. Charged them more than I normally would just in case the gig was shit. I'm like, well, at least I'm making money. Got a shit ton for that. Next gig was a wedding that was 3.5 hours. The people getting married were 2 mechanical engineers that specialized in some hectic specific area of whatever they did it in. But it was an Indian family and a Malay family. So I was like, all right, cool. The accents really work. Had the best fun at that one. Third gig was for Rio Tinto, which is one of the biggest mining companies in Australia. And it was for their board. It was only 12 people.
Oh, wait.
And they were just like, yeah, all white, all old. And they're like, but we want to laugh. I was like, all right, cool. If you're a good vibe, we can tee something up. But what do you guys find funny? Because my humor might not be yours. And they're like, the old guy, I remember the old guy was like, don't say this out loud and don't tell anybody I told you, but we're all real casually racist.
That's hilarious.
And we love it. And I'm like,
what?
Why are you getting me to do this gig? Am I the butt of your jokes? Have you hired a brown guy so you can laugh at him? And he's like, no, you just came really highly regarded from another corporate gig and you spoke about casual racism, which is why I'm saying to you now, we're good with that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, sweet. So I did all my cultural stuff, all my racial stuff, and they ate it up. Ate it up. End of
Beautiful.
the night. Yeah. End of the night, got tips.
What?
Yeah. Charged them in the thousands for this gig. 4 hours worth in the thousands. Didn't even flinch at it.
Really?
Afterwards, I was getting tips of $200 from 4 people.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. That's really cool.
Old white people.
Yeah. And then,
Racism.
and then you get leveled by basement accountants.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, all right, now I got to get back into the gym.
Yeah.
Now
back to the gym.
Got to do those reps again.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Back to the pizza store.
Yeah. It's crazy. But that's what I've been doing. I said to you before we started this chat, the last month has just all been corporate gigs.
Yeah.
Because I've got such a comfortable nest egg now of side money that
from mining?
From just corporate gigs that I don't have to do as much overtime in my normal gig now.
Right.
So,
because the job you do FIFO?
No, so the job I do, I'm just a service technician for a water tank company, but my job is rural, so I have to drive out to all of these properties.
And do what?
Service their water tanks.
Water tanks, fish tanks?
No, so big water tanks, 500,000 liters that feed their fields and their farms and stuff through the sprinkler systems and everything.
Oh, you're in charge of the water of the regions.
Yeah. So
what do you do? You have to
all of the water tanks that hold all of this water, I go and either fix or change over their inlets and outlets, their fittings. We do liner changes. So when you messaged me last week and I was up north, we were building 2 brand new tanks.
Oh, wow.
So a 275,000 litre tank.
Holy.
Yeah, about 2.5 tons worth of steel, and we were building that, just me and another guy. So I was up there for so long.
You were building a steel tank.
I've got photos
of other guy.
Yeah, I've got photos on my phone. I'll show you.
That's crazy.
So that's what I do.
Nice for that.
The hourly rate isn't, but the overtime pays a bucket.
Oh.
So I was up there for 10 days, and I got almost the equivalent of a month's worth of pay in 10 days.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But I'm working 13 hours a day and it's hard physical work.
True.
So I'm up at 4 a.m. We start at 5, finish at 6 o'clock at night, have dinner, go to bed, do it all again, 10 days straight, no days off. So
holy fuck, man.
Yeah. That's why a lot of the time, sometimes I'm I actually don't have the energy to go and do gigs. I get back and I am exhausted.
Right.
But now those bigger jobs are done, so I don't I've got a lot more free time, and I'm at that point now as well. Like I'm 38, 39, the body doesn't recover as quickly as it used to, but I'm also like, I can't burn out because then I don't want to do stand up.
Yeah.
And then if I don't do stand up, I'm not happy. If I'm not happy, then I don't want to do the gym. If I don't do the gym, nothing happens.
And then
I do what I did last year. I stopped doing comedy from about March, did maybe 3 gigs until December.
Wow.
I was like,
you were out of it.
I don't think I've ever suffered depression, but that would be my equivalent of it. I was not happy. And no one saw me. I didn't post. And like you've seen some of the stuff I post on Instagram, it's usually pretty upbeat. So I wouldn't say motivational for everybody, but a lot of people get stuff from it. A lot of my gym stuff I like posting because other people can relate to it. Yeah, for like that good 8-9 months, it would just be every now and then sharing something. I was like, oh yeah, I like that. And I was not enjoying life.
Damn.
Yeah, probably the flattest I've ever been. Because I stopped going to the gym. When I don't go to the gym, I feel like shit. When I feel like shit, I don't go to do comedy because I don't feel like laughing or making people laugh. And those 2 things bring me the most happiness. And when I stop doing them, I just don't enjoy life. I just work. I'm just existing. And I felt like shit. So yeah, I don't think I suffered depression. I just wasn't me. I wasn't happy. I was like a shell. And then yeah, this year turned around. Didn't do any solo shows this year, but I surrounded myself with comedians again. And Joe was really good for it as well. Like he's really good at being like, why aren't you doing gigs, man? Like, just do gigs. You should be doing gigs. You're funny. People like you. Go and do gigs. And I'm like, oh, it is actually that simple. Just do it. Just go and do it. And so this year I've been doing a lot more of it. I'm getting back into the gym. A lot of the injuries have recovered, which is also a big help. And then your shit's just, I love your stuff, man.
Thanks,
like
man.
On the flip side, and again, like I'm probably so much further down the line of training in terms of how long I've been doing it versus you. But seeing you just do it, get up and do it. When I was doing the push-up challenge was my favorite.
Yeah.
Because you were like, I'm going for 5.
Yeah, yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
That's fucking incredible. Because I tried to get a lot of other people into that push-up challenge because it was for men's mental health that I was advocating for. And again, coming off the back of last year, I was like, I know so many people who need this as well. And then seeing your shit, you could very easily play the victim. Like, oh, poor me. Yeah. I'm overweight. I don't have the strength and I can't do a push-up, so I'm not going to. You're like, oh, I can't do a push-up. So at the end of the month, my goal is 5. I actually remember seeing you like, my first goal is 1 push-up.
I know. I couldn't do it.
And I was like, in my head, one of my first thought was, he can do a full push-up. Because I've not been in that place.
Yeah, I know.
And then when I saw you do 5, I was like, that is the equivalent of me doing 50.
Right.
In terms of the effort.
Right.
And then at the end of the month, you're like doing push-ups and you're like doing shoulder taps. And I was like,
easy.
Fucking go.
Yeah.
And that's why last week, a guy that I trained with had never benched 100 kilos in his life. Dude was an ex-professional swimmer, never trained for strength, but he's maybe 15 kilos heavier than me and he's strong. Dude can squat like 180 kilos, but his upper body isn't that strong. Because I'm a muscle nugget. It's kind of easier for me.
Yeah.
I repped out 100 kilos for 5. And I hadn't done 100 kilos in maybe 3 months. But because of that push-up challenge, I was like, nah, I got to do consistency. So when I didn't lift, I'm doing push-ups. And every day I see your shit, I'm like, if I haven't done something, I'm doing it then and there. I'll stop work and I'll rep out 60 push-ups.
Amazing.
And I'm just like, that's fucking awesome. And then I looked at an old photo of you the other day.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not the same guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at an old photo of me. So last November was the heaviest I've ever been. I was 89 kilos. Do you do pounds or kilos?
We do pounds, but that's like, it's like 200 something pounds.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm only 5'6".
Yeah.
On a good day. Probably 5'5", but I always say 5'6". So for me, that's really big.
It is, yeah.
At the moment, I weigh 82.5.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're, that's like under 200.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
But I'm like, I repped out. I got a PB last Friday after not doing bench for 3 months. I repped 110 kilos for 3.
110 kilos.
So 100 kilos is 225, I think.
Yeah. Somewhere around there, yeah.
So that'd be what, like 250?
That's pretty good,
or two, yeah. For my size.
I can't do that.
Yeah, for my size. A lot of people can't. 100 kilos is heavy.
Oh, yeah.
But that's
hectic, man.
So I used to do that 5x5.
Right.
and now I need to get back up. But like literally watching your stuff every day, I'm like, there's literally no excuse. With stand up,
everything,
with working out, with all that stuff, it's literally what you call it. You're just about getting reps.
That's it. It's just showing up. And I appreciate that because even people who tell me all the time, like, oh, like you're showing a good example for other people and people I don't even know. But that I feel like it's my duty to do that, and it's your mission to show the world or people around you what your strengths are, so that you can help them, even if it's their weakness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You help each other. Same way I look at other people for things I'm weak in. It's the same thing. And so my thing is, it's also having the humility to understand you can't do 5 push-ups.
100%.
Start with 1.
Yep.
At the time, like you said, I was like, fuck it, bro. I don't care. Like, I'm not embarrassed. It is what it is. I can't do 5.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do 1.
Yep.
And then, eventually I could do 2 and then 3.
Yeah.
Now I'm like easily doing 10 to 15, like after the workout's done.
Nice. And at the end of it. So when you're fatigued and everything.
End, yeah.
Nice.
Just purposely so I can fucking push myself.
Yeah.
And it feels fucking amazing because I'm like, no one did this but me.
Yep.
And on top of that, why not show it so that other people could eventually do it for themselves?
For sure.
And that's the beauty of all this, in my opinion. And,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know. I don't fucking care. Like, there's nothing to gatekeep here.
That's a good space to be in as well. I actually don't care. I'm just doing it for me.
Yeah.
And if it helps everybody else, that's awesome.
Bonus.
But also if it doesn't, I'm still doing this for me.
That's all it is. And man, it's made. I've struggled with fat fucking addiction to food like my whole life. Like the eating 4 different places we were joking about earlier.
Yeah.
I would never do that again.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how shit something happens at a show or whatever it is.
Yeah, you
I
do
have
3
different
instead.
ways of coping with stuff now.
Yeah, you do 3 places instead of 4. Portion control, baby.
Yeah. Sometimes 3.5.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Portion control. But yeah, but I'm saying, when you it's all your mindset towards it nowadays. Because before I would do like yo-yo diets and crash diets, and I'm like, all right, man, I'm gonna lose this weight for 30 days, but I never had a plan afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's why you always would gain it back. Now I just see it as every day I have to do these few things and attach myself to nothing.
Yeah.
Attach myself to just doing the thing. And then the results will come without you even realizing.
100%.
It's always like a pleasant surprise every time.
Yep. And
You're
when
like,
you do get to that result, you just increase your expectations of the next one. So like you do 1 push-up, cool, 5. Now you're doing
keep pushing
15.
yourself. Yeah.
Like, and I literally adopted, and I love that you brought up having the humility of something like when I'm in the gym, I'm pretty confident. Like there's not an exercise that I look at and I don't know really how to do it just because of how long I've been training. Yeah. But I looked at your training and I was like, I'm not the fittest person in the world. I'm not the strongest person in the world. I shouldn't have an ego about how I'm training.
Yeah.
So when I first started that challenge, I was doing 20 straight, which is like a warm-up for me. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a warm-up. I can do that in 1 breath.
That's crazy.
By the time I finished the challenge, I did 55 straight in 2 breaths.
That's crazy.
And that was like my arms were shaking by the end of it. But I was like, in my mind, and again, I've used you so much for my motivation for training.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if Neema can fucking do 5, why can't I do 50?
Yeah.
Like if I'm just comfortably doing 25 and I'm never doing more than that, I'm not doing anything. I'm actually just flatlining. I'm keeping that. If anything, I'm probably getting worse because I'm not actually getting myself stronger.
I know.
And then at the end of that, I think I saw you doing like between 5 and 10, or it was either 5 and 10 or 8 and 10, and you didn't get the last reps.
Yeah.
And by the and by the end of my challenge, I was like, I'm gonna get 60 straight.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's my equivalent of Neema's 8, and I didn't get it. I never got 60. Once the push-up challenge was over, I got back into normal gym. So I was like, that push-up challenge is different. Now I'm doing like dumbbells and stuff like that. So heavier reps, obviously. Heavier weight, less reps. But I got back into the gym and I'm repping like 40 kilo dumbbells in each hand for like 10 to 12. That used to be my 5x5.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, next step is 50s.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm going to be doing 225
holy shit
as dumbbells instead of just the bench press bar. And that's my goal.
That's wild.
And I'm like, all right, well, if he can get to his goals, then fuck, why can't I?
Simple, bro.
And it's just, I used to just coast. And then I genuinely started, I don't follow fitness accounts on Instagram. I don't need to for the motivation. I actually just changed my alarm to dedication. That's the word that comes up when my alarm goes off at 20 to 4 in the morning, because that's when I train.
Wow.
And it just says dedication. I don't allow snooze. It's just one alarm.
Wow.
I just get up and I fucking do it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And on
no
a day,
snooze.
no snooze. And because if I snooze, then I'm
You're
like,
done.
well, it's not that important enough for me to get up and do it. I clearly don't care. And then if for some reason I hit that alarm off and I don't get up straight away and I live by myself, out loud, I just say, Jason, get the fuck up and go. And literally within 5 minutes, I'm out the door.
Wow.
Because if I just think it, it's easy for me to shut it off and put my head back on the pillow.
Oh, yeah.
But if I say it out loud, dude, get up.
Yeah.
I'm yelling at myself, like, stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
And I'm up and I go. And then I get to the gym, I'm like, I'm so fucking glad I got here.
Oh, man.
And then I just push it. So, like, we definitely got to get a session in before you go or head off on your travels or whatever.
Fuck, man. That shit fires me up because I feel the same way, man. It's so important to do that, to not snooze.
Yeah.
It's so easy to snooze. And then you feel like a little bitch if you do it.
Yeah. And then if I have snoozed before, like prior to this change in mindset, and then I'd get up and I'd just get changed and go to work, an hour and a half later or whatever. And then on the way to work, I'd be like, if all I did was get out of bed then, I'd feel so much better than I do right now. Now I have to try and do it after my 12-hour day, after I've done all this physical work. And physically, I won't have the energy to train like I want to. Like, I'm very much a morning person. I don't drink coffee. I just go to the gym and I just get it done. At the end of the day, I just want to crash on my couch and like have a bit of a relax because I'm tired.
Everyone wants to do that.
Yeah.
But your mind is much stronger than
100%.
your body.
Yeah.
If you really want it.
Yeah.
If you really want it.
So now I just get up and I'm like, it ain't nothing but hard work, man.
Bro, and it's always, you always feel better after you do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I've
not
never
been
felt
one
bad
time
after a workout.
I've been like, fuck, I should have snoozed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never in my life have I felt
ever
that.
would say that.
Never.
Not
And
a chance in the
I
world.
see Goggins talking about this shit and it fires me up. David Goggins. You know him, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck, man. For the first time in my life, actually, because I've been running too. I'm training for a half marathon.
I've seen that.
And it's hard, man. It's hard for me because I'm 280 pounds roughly right now, which is like 120 kilos roughly.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. 124. And it's still hard on my knees and my ankles because of the pounding of the pain, right? But man, like every time I think, I should slow down. Like everyone keeps telling me, like, yo, just be safe. Don't get injured. Blah blah blah. All these things. And then I listen to fucking Goggins, and this guy was running on broken shins for 100 kilometers.
Not that I'd recommend that.
No, I mean, no, I still wouldn't do that. Yeah. I'm not that crazy.
Yeah.
But
that mindset, though.
It's the who was saying this, but oh yeah, actually, Spanian. Spanian. Like he's from Sydney, Western Sydney. He's like a bogan, but he has a huge YouTube channel.
I probably know his face.
You probably have seen him or heard him somewhere or whatever. Anyway, I'll show you after. But he was what he was talking about. He's like, the reason why a lot of people don't reach their goals is because they don't aim high enough. And so even if you're not going to reach, what, like for me, like what Goggins is doing, I have to think I can do it
100%,
in order to
man.
get here.
Yep.
But most people will just stay here because they're too scared to think about what Goggins is doing.
Yeah.
But me, I'm like, I know I'm not going to reach Goggins' level. But if I don't at least like try to like tell myself
doesn't mean I can't try for it.
that I can do it, I'm never going to keep growing for myself.
Yep.
And that's how I see it.
I love that mindset.
And you'll never lose that way because you'll keep growing. Because I can always just keep saying, man, I'm going to get to there. And you never will, but you will get higher.
Yeah, falling short of an impossible goal is still higher than somebody who sets low expectations.
Than most people.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what gets me fired up.
I think that's probably a large thing that's ever, like, a lot of people used to think I was arrogant about. Whether it was basketball, golf, poker when I played that, whatever, even comedy. Like I'm not the best comedian, but I walk into a green room, in my mind, I'm the funniest person there because I have to convince myself or I have to believe I'm worthy of being there.
Yeah.
And like in the gym, I'm like, all right, goal would be 110 kilo bench press. If I get to 107, it's still heavier than if my goal was 100.
Right.
Because then I'm only doing maybe 95.
Exactly.
if I go into a basketball game, like that day you, me, Kyle and Frankie played when it was 5 million degrees outside and I shouldn't have played.
It was fucked.
Dude, I was sore for 3 weeks after that.
What?
But because I hadn't played basketball in about a year and a half.
Wow.
Prior to that. Like
3 weeks?
properly anyway. Yeah, dude. I told you I'm old. I'm old out here, man.
Jesus.
I'm old. My body takes a while. But I was just like, I'm not stopping. If you guys are up, I'm up.
Right, yeah.
Like I could have been like, I'm out after 2 games. I'm tired. I'm sore.
The bitch.
Yeah. Like that mindset, like even when you're in the gym or when you're running, like I hate running. I used to do it when I was a teenager and I hate it. I'm more of a sprinter because I played basketball.
Right.
But that whole understanding of your mind going, oh, I'm sore. Okay, well, I'll stop now. Oh, I'm comfortable. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll stop when I'm uncomfortable. That's where you get the most growth. So like you said, if I aim outside of my comfort level then expands. Mm-hmm. If I aim just short of where I feel uncomfortable, you're never going to actually blow that bubble out.
No.
So yeah, like running, I'll probably run if I do run, which is never. But if I'm on a treadmill, because again, I get shin splints from running outside. I snapped both my Achilles when I was 15. So I avoid it like the plague. Mentally, I've not been able to get past that injury.
Wow.
Never heard it anything as much as that did in my whole life. So I'll run on a treadmill and I'll run for maybe 45, 50 minutes. I'll be gassed because I'll do the incline, I'll do sprints.
Right.
But I'm hurting from about 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
My chest gets tight,
Everything.
the lactic
Legs,
acid build up,
bro.
my legs, my knees, my hips, my lower back.
Everything.
And then I just put the towel over the timer.
Oh.
I don't need to know how much longer I've got left. I just need to know when it's finished. And then I'll still do another 10 minutes over that. Because if I can get to the finish, then I can go further. Unless that treadmill has flicked me off by the time that timer goes off, I've still got more left in the tank if I'm still running.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, cool. Let's see how much further I can go.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was training for basketball, I'd get to like an hour would be my goal because a basketball game is only 45 or 48 minutes. So I was like, even if it goes into overtime, I got a little bit left in the tank. I'd get to an hour and I'd be gassed, but I'm like, maybe kick another 10 minutes in. Because if there's somebody else on the court that's also gone to an hour, then I've got that extra 10 minutes under my belt. Yeah. I'm a little bit more like fine-tuned than they are. And then it went to like an hour 20. And then I was doing sprints for an hour 30. And then it would be like an hour 30 and then I'd go outside and do hill sprints for 10 minutes. Wow. And I would literally get to a point where for 48 minutes, I'm sprinting non-stop.
Wow.
And I'm like not even hands on knees, not even gassed. I'm like breathing heavy, obviously, but guys would be like subbing each other out.
Yeah.
I'm like, no one take me off. Do not take me off. I don't care. I'm running these people into the ground.
Crazy.
And I've always wondered where I got that from because it's not from my family. No one in my family pushes themselves like I have. I got it from Coach Carter.
Oh, man.
Coach Carter and...
my favorite movie.
Coach Carter and Remember the Titans.
Classic.
Both Denzel. No, sorry, Denzel and Samuel L.
Samuel L.
But those two movies...
Amazing.
Outside of the two movies, that sports movies that have probably only ever made me cry.
Yeah, bro, same.
The dedication that they made to making those guys better. I was like, there's literally no reason why I can't push myself like that. Nah. Because I've never really listened intently to David Goggins.
Yeah.
But that sort of stuff, I think when it's more sport driven, because that's where I've had my, I guess, my history from, is just like, and Jordan. I was talking with my friend yesterday about The Last Stand.
Yeah. Last Dance.
Oh, Last Dance, sorry. That whole series.
Fire.
I'm like, if Jordan, who was the greatest player to step on a court, can train harder than everybody, what excuse does anyone else have? Until you are named the GOAT, you don't actually have a reason to rest. And I'm more than happy to accept the fact that there will be nothing in this life that worldwide people consider me the GOAT at. I don't think I'll ever be better than Dave Chappelle at stand-up, who I consider the GOAT. I don't think I'll be better than Jordan at basketball, better than Tiger Woods at golf, better than Ronnie Coleman at lifting. But shit, if I can't put their mindset into my training, dude.
You won't get better.
It's just, but you'll finish it up. The day I die, if I keep that mindset with stand-up training, whatever, I'll get to a point where I'm on my deathbed and we're like, yeah, I'm happy with it. I can't be not happy with it because I gave it everything I had. That's why I'm trying to figure out what is stopping me clicking over with stand-up. I've been trying to figure it out since January because last year was a write-off.
Yeah.
And I think mushrooms will help. I generally think mushrooms will help.
It could.
You've got to take that trip and see what happens.
Maybe. But also, yeah, just the fact that you're already self-aware enough of these things and you can identify why you're doing certain things and why you're not doing it is already a huge step forward that a lot of people can't say they can do. But, in terms, like you were saying, Coach Carter, first of all, that makes me cry every time.
Oh, so good.
Especially
Tell me the
cruise.
spot. That's the exact same spot when he comes to his house.
After
his cousin gets done?
But also in a more positive light when
he stands up.
Gym. Sorry, when he stands up and does his speech. Yeah, it's not that we are inadequate. Whatever that whole speech.
Got that tattooed.
Oh wow! No way.
Side. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear that we're powerful beyond measure, not our light in ourselves that scares our darkness or whatever. Yeah, all the way down to down here.
That's crazy. You actually got it tattooed on you. That's how much it means to you.
Yeah, dude. So you know why though? So before he obviously did that, which is such a big part of that movie, that speech was made famous by Nelson Mandela, who was the president of South Africa, which is where my family's from.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's based off Nelson Mandela's speech?
So he didn't write that. An American writer wrote that, a female writer. He said it. Like he used that speech in his inaugural speech as president for South Africa. But that speech is what made that whole thing famous. Oh. And then obviously the movie on a more entertainment worldwide level is like he does a much smaller version of it.
Yeah.
But that's what made it famous. So for me, obviously the heritage being South African and then Coach Carter, which is just an all-time movie, that quote for me was also like, and to me, it holds true as well. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. Like, I don't think I've ever been scared of not being good enough. I've never been told in my life that I was trash or I shouldn't do this. Like, I always had very supportive parents. I always surrounded myself with really good friends and they were like, yeah, go for it, man. Like, why wouldn't you try something? No one ever said, maybe you shouldn't try that. Maybe you're not funny enough. Maybe you're not tall enough. So I was never scared that I wouldn't be good enough. My genuine fear was that I would be so good, I wouldn't actually know how to handle it. And that stopped me from doing a lot of things, which was a weird mindset to have. I had to go to therapy for it to understand it.
God damn.
But that's what
deep,
but that's what that quote is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like our deepest fear is that we are more powerful than we can possibly comprehend. And that scares the fuck out of people.
I know.
Like we're so okay with being average. What happens if I excel?
I know.
How do I handle that?
It's scary.
Like if I go out and do a headline set and Joe Rogan sees it and he goes, I want you to open for me around America. Am I ready for that? Like, can I handle that sort of shit?
Yeah.
Like
you are, but
right now I would do it. You would say and then deal with it. But that'd be intimidating as shit.
But that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Of it all is.
Yeah. Versus him going, I want you to open for me going, oh, I'm not good enough.
No, that's
I couldn't possibly do that. Yeah. I've never thought that.
No. Yeah. I luckily can say I don't think that way either.
Yeah. And I think that's what some people look at as arrogance as well.
I don't think it's arrogant. I think it's just being comfortable and confident.
I think it's just being aware of yourself.
Self-awareness, humility, all those things.
Like if I don't think I can do something, I won't.
Yeah, exactly. You're being realistic, but also like you know where to put your time in.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but I mean, that limiting belief, like I only ever heard it from Will Smith in one of these inspirational playlists that I listen to. But he says, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, I'll never tell myself I can't. Why would I?
Yourself.
Yeah, that defeatist mindset is just not in my DNA.
No.
You can put anything in front of me and I'll be like, I got it.
Even if you don't.
Nah, but most of the time I don't.
Yeah.
But I damn sure find a way to do it.
I'll try.
Yeah.
But that's a way better life to live than the other way around.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Because, I don't know, it's not worth it. It's like we only have one life, right? It's too short. Why not fucking try it?
Exactly.
We don't know. I don't know everything. I don't know anything.
No, I'm so content with knowing that I know fuck all.
I don't know shit.
Nah.
I'm dumb.
Yep.
But smart at the same time.
And the more you know, the more you realize you actually know so little.
And it's peaceful knowing that.
Yeah, but it's also like they say the smartest people are the saddest people.
Yeah.
Because they know so much about what they don't know. It's like, oh, well, shit.
I know.
Whereas ignorance is bliss. It's like, I don't know anything, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
Happy as a pig in shit.
I mean, I don't think I'm ignorant in that sense. I think I'm just aware. I am aware I don't know much, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that self-acceptance of it.
But not to say I don't want to learn more things, which I
always want to learn more.
I want to keep excelling. But yeah, it's just having the self-awareness enough
for sure
to be okay with that. But a lot of people are scared to even think about those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're getting out of that little comfortability that like, I don't know what I don't know.
I know.
Type of mindset, and being scared of that is, I guess, what keeps ignorance bliss. Like if I don't know about it, it can't affect me in a negative way.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but you don't know how much that could affect you in a good way.
I know.
That's literally all I chase. And again, like, I mentioned the mushies before. That's a big reason why I did it in the first place. I was like, the whole genetic makeup of what they do, like the psilocybin and the stuff the hallucinations that it gives you. I came out of that a completely changed human the very first time I did it. My mindset on it and all of it, I've always been a pretty happy person in life in general, my outlook on everything. But after that, dude, I was bulletproof.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely bulletproof. Like, you could have told me the worst news in my life the day after I did mushies, and I'd be like, okay, but I'm sure there's a silver lining somewhere.
Wow. Would you say that's one of the biggest takeaways from doing it?
Outside of the fact that I just love exploring universes in my own mind, like the hallucination side of things, because obviously my mind is really creative, and I've like, you can't tell me I haven't witnessed the birth of a new universe. I literally watched it happen in my own mind. So like, obviously like it was a hallucination, but I was just laying on a mattress in my friend's apartment.
Right.
Took this dose and it sent me, and I was so vividly aware of what was going on. I'm like floating in this universe of nothingness, and I looked down and there were like these 4 beings, and they were all like in a circle floating with each other. And I literally saw the creation of a universe happening in front of me. And I looked down, and there was this moment where they paused and they looked up and acknowledged me. There was nothing spoken. I looked down at them, they turned back around, and this universe started being created again. And I just like phased out of the universe and kept traveling. And I can still see it exactly how it was as when I was in the mushy trip. And I remember that lasted for like 4 or 5 hours. And I came out of that, and it was one of those things that flicked for me where I realized how little I am in control of my own life, but how much I can steer the path. And I was just like, cool. The universe is doing what it's doing. I can kind of, guide the ship a little bit, but I'm not controlling where I'm ending up. So that whole like just appreciating the journey versus your end goal is literally what I've been in the space of. I'm just letting the universe do what it does, and whatever little things I can control at the time, I do. Outside of that, I wipe my hands of it. I don't worry about the past anymore because it's happened. I can't change it. I don't worry about the future because it's not happened and I don't know what's going to happen. So literally everything to me is in the moment. And that's it.
I should do mushrooms.
Dude, 100% would recommend it.
You're talking about this. I'm like, God damn. I need some of this.
I'm genuinely surprised you've never done it. Like, I feel like somebody like you would flourish from something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because like your mindset with the stuff that we've been speaking about, how much more that can open the clarity of, I really do understand what I'm meant to be doing. And however much more you can buy into that with the amount of belief you've already gotten it just completely changes your perspective and things like, again, you don't have a victim mindset. You don't live in the past like, oh, poor me. I used to be this. I used to not be able to do this. If you do happen to live in the future at times, in terms of any anxiety or anything like that, completely wipes that out. It completely wipes that out. And it gives you the most euphoric feeling you'll ever have in your entire life.
Damn.
So there's a documentary on it. If you want to read it up on YouTube, they've got ones on Netflix. And it's just called Fungi. There's a couple on YouTube that explain what they do, but they use mushrooms to treat PTSD, depression, and anxiety. So if you suffer from any of that and it can lessen it, that's awesome. I don't suffer from any of that. So for me, I'm just increasing on the happiness I already have.
This is great.
And that's what I say. When I was bulletproof, dude, you could not touch me.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I don't have any of those problems really. Like I'm anxious at times.
Yeah.
I get anxiety for specific things.
Mm-hmm.
I got like, for instance, I have sexual anxiety.
Yeah.
Where like I've stopped myself from enjoying sex with people.
Yeah.
Whether it's a partner or like a stranger or like, you know, not like a one night stand, but
Yeah.
even that.
That sounded weird, like a stranger. Like, I just pick him off the street.
I just fuck wherever I see.
Yeah.
But I've stopped myself so many times, or I've gone through with the act, and then afterwards I would create these scenarios in my head about why it was wrong to do it.
Yeah,
what's going
right.
to happen from doing it, like a negative
Yeah,
thing.
right.
And what disease I'm going to get. Oh, if this person gets pregnant, I'm fucked. It's like
Right.
the fear
Yeah.
that comes from it. I don't know what, like, it's ingrained in my brain. And I know where it comes from. It's from my mom.
Yeah.
Because of the,
Yeah.
you know, the years of fear mongering.
Just thinking about the joke you did on Saturday where
Yeah.
she sings about it.
Bro, I swear it's real, man. Yeah, you know, right? It's real shit.
Yeah, right.
I genuinely feel that way. It's true. It's like every time I go on a date with a girl or like I'm with a girl, it's like I just hear my mom's voice.
And that would be
like,
hard to get out of.
it's hard because it's like from childhood.
Yeah.
It's ingrained in your
That's
brain. Like,
deep.
don't talk to these girls. They're all dirty. Every girl's dirty. Fucking, they have this, they have that. Like, oh my god, you're with a girl, like, you know, don't get them pregnant because you're gonna be, your life's fucked. You have to work at McDonald's. And I'm like, when you constantly hear these things, you start to attach yourself to that.
Oh, for sure.
Right, and then it's hard to get out of it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
And then when it carries on into your adulthood, which is now, and I think I'm better now than ever, but just from working on it through myself, I've talked to therapists before about it, and it's gotten better. But still, man, there's still moments where I'm like, I self-sabotage out of opportunities to have healthy sexual relationships with people or whatever, just to have fun, you know? It's
just
like,
out of that fear.
I'm not an animal like some guys are like, yeah, just like I fucking banged this girl and then I had sex with this girl, I hooked up with this girl,
Oh, I
or
couldn't
blah,
do
blah,
that.
blah.
That'd scare the shit out of me.
Well, that, like, I mean, that's just reckless. I'm just not who I am. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But still, I don't, like, once in a while, like, you want to just like have fun, right? And, you know,
Without that fear ringing in your head.
yeah, but then it's like, no matter what the situation is, even if I feel comfortable with you,
Yeah.
I'm still tripping out about it. I'm
Yeah.
still like, oh man, like I have to make sure the condom doesn't break, or, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like,
you put 4 on instead. That just ruins it.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to get out of that. And I'm almost at a standstill of like, at a roadblock of how do I fucking
I
get
reckon
past this?
I reckon they could help you get past
And
that.
I feel
dude.
like mushrooms, people have told me, because you're talking about it, can help you get out of that.
Dude, I would be the poster boy for it if I could.
Yeah.
Like if they ever needed advertising for what it can do for you coming out of it,
Yeah.
like just it's not measurable. The difference that it made in my mindset and how much, again, I don't think I really stressed about stuff. I think probably the biggest stress I used to have was money because I always had a full-time job. And I think that's probably, if I'm being honest, one of the things that stops me from really committing to stand-up because I would need a different job because the hours that I pulled just don't allow me to do it, which then means I'm earning less money. And I'm like, well, can I live in the apartment that I live in? Would I have to move? And then it's a whole thing that I create.
Right.
And then I started doing mushies maybe 2 years ago now. I did them with friends to begin with because you got to be in that comfortable space. I've probably done it maybe 5 or 6 times by myself.
Wow.
In a room with no sound, no light. They call it the hero dose. And it's whatever comes up, comes up. You just got to be brave enough to deal with it, which can be one of the most intimidating things to ever think about because it will last for about 5 hours and you can't get out of it. Like you can't just go, okay, I want to be sober now, and you're sober. It's just like
You have to go
you got to
through
let it take its process.
Yeah.
First time I did it, I think I cried for like 3.5 hours straight.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like stuff came up that I didn't know was
Oh
there,
my God.
and I just sat with it. I'd accepted that whatever was going to come up, I had to deal with it,
Yeah.
and I just had to let it take its process. And that was where I kind of learned to just let go.
Wow.
I was like, I don't have control of this, and I can't control it. The more I try to control it, the worse it's going to become. It's like trying to force a bull into submission. You're not going to win. The more you try and force it, he's going to get stronger. So then I just let it happen. Like stuff with exes came up and like stuff with old friends that I'd like separated from and not spoken to in ages came up. And then after about 3.5 hours, my other 2 friends came up that I first did mushrooms with and my whole mood changed. They were like this light that just wiped out whatever darkness I was feeling for that first 3.5 hours. And then everybody else who had had a positive impact on my life came up. Like they just showed up in my hallucinations or my feelings. And then I probably cried for like another hour of pure happiness. I don't think I've ever cried that much from happiness. Damn. But I was just in tears, leaking. My nose was just snot and like drool. Like I couldn't inhale. I was crying that hard.
Wow.
And then for the next hour and a half or so, I ended up laying on my bed and I just like everything was just euphoric. It was just a sense of absolute calm. Nothing mattered and everything mattered at the same time. And I was just like, it was pure acceptance of everything. It's like, it is what it is. Okay, cool. What's next? It doesn't matter because you don't know what's going to come. And then I think that's one of the things that kind of helped me reset into just living each day for each day. Like I wake up and I practice gratitude. I used to have to write a couple of things every day I was grateful for. Now I just wake up and it's automatic. I can literally just, I'm in the mindset of I'll list 3 things in my head straight off the bat that I'm always grateful for. And every day the first thing is that I got breath in my body. Because to me that literally means anything is going to be possible. I can do whatever I want today. At the same time, I could also walk out onto the road and get hit by a truck. And I'm also perfectly okay with that. And like everything in between is just gray area. Doesn't matter. So like that stress and anxiety, you're like, if I listen to that fear of, well, if I sleep with this girl, I'm going to get pregnant or she's going to get pregnant. If she gets pregnant, then my life is ruined. If you listen to that, then you're never going to have sex. So you take yourself away from having the joy of it. If you do go forward with it and still all you're paying attention to is that voice, you're not then enjoying the moment of having sex, right? If you accept the fact that no matter what, something could happen either way. If you don't have sex, you could still get AIDS some way or another. It's happened. If you don't have sex, you're never going to enjoy sex again. If you have sex and something happens, it is what it is. You just got to deal with it. If you have sex and nothing happens, it also is what it is. You just got to deal with it. It's just like that ability to let go. Like it's so weird to say. I regularly say it out loud when I do my meditation at home. I do not care about anything in life. And in the same breath, I care about everything more than I could possibly imagine. And I don't know how to describe that differential, but it is what it is. Like I care and love so much about the people that I have in my life, my close friends, my family, the people that like are good vibes for me. People that I don't know, why would I care? Like I do care. Like, you know, like this whole, for a loose example, right? The whole Palestine, Iraq thing. Israel, sorry, my bad. I care about that because I care about human beings. I care about humanity. At the same time, I don't care because I know I can't make a difference in it. I know I can't go, hey, can you guys stop bombing each other? Thanks, that'll really help the mood of my day, right? Like it's wrong, stop it. I can go out and protest and it's not going to really make that much of a difference because the people who make the decisions are making the decisions.
Yeah.
So I care, but also don't care. It is what it is. So I concentrate on my universe. I understand that I am my own universe and everything in my universe revolves around me. And in the same conversation, I am my universe and no one gives a fuck about my universe, bro. Like after I leave here today, you could be like, oh, that was a really cool conversation I had with Jason. In the same breath, you could be like, fuck, I never want to talk to that dude again. He's full of shit. It doesn't matter to me. It also doesn't matter to you. Once I leave that door, like our universes separate and I could be like, oh man, Neema really was like fucking awesome today. That was a wicked conversation. Doesn't matter to you. That's my own conversation I'm having in my own mind. If I get hit by a truck on the way home, cool. If I don't, also cool. Mm-hmm. And that's literally what Mushies did for me.
Yeah. It's profound, man. I mean,
yeah. And I could genuinely talk about it for days on end.
Yeah.
It sent me.
No, I get it. And me too. I love things like this because you don't realize how wide your brain can think.
Mm-hmm.
And just from what I've heard, like in what you're talking about now, mushrooms allows your mind to go to those places that
biggest
you can't really
expansion.
access right now consciously.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's And when it does happen, it's without effort. Your brain will just take you there. You don't have to try and force to get it there. And then post that, you're actually able to reconnect with what you've been through, which is cool. Like it's, you know how people talk about your third eye and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I genuinely think that's what mushrooms is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah. There's the same way we feel that there's some higher power controlling the countries in the world. I feel like there's the same kind of conspiracy with our brains.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There's something in there. Sure. We literally can't fully access when you're conscious. It's impossible.
Yeah.
But there are tools like, mushrooms. And I've heard people doing acid and saying there's parts that you can only access through doing that and whatever. And I feel like that's also why the government doesn't really talk about it or they don't like push it is because they know people will be more woke, like in the good way.
Yeah. They'll be aware.
They'll be aware, and then like it'll actually might hurt the people in power.
100%
that are making money off people who are dumb.
Yeah.
And don't think.
Will you stop being a sheep?
That too.
Yeah. And again, I guess I'm a sheep to a certain degree because I do have a full-time job. To kind of live, you have to be.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But I love knowing that I can think for myself.
At least you have that. Right?
I don't have somebody going, well, you all have to do this. And I'm like, okay. I'm just like, yeah, but why?
Yeah.
Why do I have to do that?
Yeah.
Like some of it just doesn't make sense, so I don't do it. And if it does serve me, then yeah, I will do it.
It's just at the end of the day, everything we're talking about is just more perspective on life. Because something it reminded me of was when Kobe died. That was fucking devastating for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but like he was like my idol.
He was. I mean, it was obviously I was a big fan of him, but it didn't hit me like it hit a lot of other people.
Yeah, it hit me, man. Like I was crying for like days, to be honest. And I never thought someone who I'd never met before would make me feel that way. But I looked up to him so much, and he was like my idol, not just for basketball, because I'm not nearly as good as most people in basketball, but like it was more so just like his tenacity and his drive in life. Yeah. And his passion, and that was inspiring to me.
And he was next level for that.
Next level. Yeah. The poise he had, like same way you're talking about MJ and Last Dance, like Kobe was that for me. Like, yeah. I to this day, when I think about him, when I'm in certain situations where I need that little bit of drive, I just think about him, and it fucking gets me fired up. Yeah. And it helps me. In comedy, even helps. Yeah. Me. I want to be the fucking best, and because Kobe would do it. Yeah. I always think that way, and like, so. When he died in the helicopter crash, obviously it was devastating for a few days, and then like, obviously a couple weeks after. But then like you realize, the next month after, most people have moved on. Yeah, it's not a conversation anymore. Pretty fucking crazy to think about. Yeah, not even a few days after, like some people, right? Like some people dealt with it differently, but it's like if people are forgetting about Kobe Bryant, which in your mind, you never think this person can die. Yeah. They're invincible because they're like this person, right? This higher figure. And then like when it happened, that was one of the first moments in my life where I was like, oh shit, like he almost broke the fourth wall of life. Yeah. And I realized anything can happen at any moment. Yeah. So you better start fucking doing shit you actually want to do, and and start enjoying the process more. And 100%. Since those days, man, I feel like everything changed for me, and I feel like it just reminded me of what you're talking about with mushrooms. That in a way is a form of doing mushrooms, is like something tragic like that happening. Oh yeah, it's a massive shift in perspective. Yeah, but also the craziest part to me is that like people just forgetting about him. Now it's been 4 years? Yeah, almost 5 years that he's died. No one talks about it
unless it comes up to like the anniversary or when his jersey numbers make the date. Or something like that. Sure, yeah, but and then you know what? Even more scary than that is like even me myself, who has always looked up to him, he's like my idol in life, and I still think about him when I need those moments. Even me, like I start to feel less devastated and sad, and like not that I don't care, but like you're saying, like I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it doesn't matter. In a way, it really doesn't matter. Like, what am I gonna do? Yeah. Yeah, and you can't change it. So why would you hold on to it? Yeah. Like you hold on to the right parts, obviously, like you said, when you need it. Yeah. That boost, and you kind of pull from that. But outside of that, what are you holding on to?
I can't.
There's
I
nothing.
can't care.
It's just the memory.
It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you think
fucked.
about that perspective shift then from him, who was a world figure. So many, like the worldwide people know who Kobe is. Like there's still, even now, if I'm throwing something in a bin, I go, Kobe.
All the time.
Imagine us, right? We've got our universe, we've got our people, we've got our family and our friends that love us. Imagine how much quicker we're forgotten.
No one gives a fuck.
Exactly. We're not even going to make the news, let alone,
Yeah, I know.
let alone somebody
Your own community, yeah.
let alone someone pull from me and go, oh, when I need it, I'm going to think of Jason. Like, that's not going to happen. And it might, but also we don't know if it will or it won't.
Yeah.
And if it does, it doesn't matter. If it doesn't, it also doesn't matter. So I think I learned that pretty quickly. I had some friends that I lost through, suicide or overdose and stuff like that when I was younger. And for me, like your Kobe is Robin Williams for me. Like in terms of not even so much my comedy stuff, just my joy for life. That dude, on the outside, obviously the dude was messing with some demons internally, but on the outside, that was the happiest man I'd ever seen. So animated, the energy he had for life. I was like, that's what I want to be. He did that, like the effect he had on so many people in terms of the joy he brought them. I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what the feeling that I want to have. Dude's been gone a long time now.
It's crazy.
I only think about him when it's his anniversary or when somebody shares a quote of his.
Yeah.
Or if I watch a movie that he's in, I was like, man, I really miss Robin Williams.
I know.
But again, I don't even care. I feel nothing.
I know.
When I think about him.
Yeah.
I still miss the fact that he's not around to make movies and stuff like that. But again, I don't hold on to a damn thing. And that again was like my idol. I imagine what it will be like when Michael Jordan passes away.
Right. Yeah.
Or when LeBron passes away. As much as he's hated, he's also revered and loved.
Oh yeah. So many examples.
I can't think of really anybody else for me personally who has had that kind of effect. Like Nelson Mandela was a big one.
Yeah. Right.
And I remember where I was the day that it happened. And also maybe like Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
But again, it's like all sport figures who are like inspire you and stuff. So I guess the bigger difference was that Kobe was tragic.
Yeah.
His wasn't old age or anything.
It's fucking hard to process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's like you pull what you can from it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you understand that in the big scheme of things, man, like it kind of meant fuck all to me. Like him as a person meant nothing to me. I didn't know him.
Right.
I didn't know what he did in the mornings or who his friends were.
I know.
He didn't know who I was. I loved the man for what he stood for, though.
Yeah.
And that's all I take. That's all I
Yeah.
take from it. Like, again, Kobe's tenacity and his focus was unmatched. Him and Jordan are the only two people I can put up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and obviously LeBron's worked his ass off, but he's not like that.
No, he's not
That's
an animal
different.
like those
Nah,
guys. Yeah.
those two are literally the only two people.
I know. Yeah.
And again, you got to think like the day Jordan passes,
right.
that's going to hit me hard because Jordan was my guy. Came into the league, or his shoe came into the league the year I was born. Chicago was my team from like the first grade. I've got a signed jersey from him and like all this sort of stuff. The day he dies, I'm going to be a wreck.
Yeah, I bet.
I guarantee you the day after, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just be like, man, I can't believe he's still gone. But I'll get on and do my day.
It'll fade away, man. It'll start fading away.
It'll fade away so quick as well because he's also not playing anymore.
Yeah.
It's just he's gone now.
Right. I know.
Versus if Jordan was cut down after winning his 6th championship, man, I would have been inconsolable for maybe a week.
Right. But even then.
Even then, I'm going to move on.
And man, it's crazy because it's true. It's like 100 years from now, no one's going to even think about us.
In 100 years from now, and again, a wicked perspective, in 100, let's say 150, to give it a bit of grace. In 150 years from now, not a single person on this earth will be alive anymore.
Right.
If you think about it. Because we don't usually live over 100 some people live to 103 if they're lucky.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, in 100 years, I think in maybe 40 years, I might not even be here. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
40 to 60 years, I'm probably done.
Probably gone. Yeah.
So
that's
it's
why
trippy to think.
But that's why it all comes back to really just not even doing what you love. I think before that, just being yourself is the best.
100% and accepting it.
Accepting who you are and being unapologetically yourself, which is something I take pride in.
Yep.
is probably the most freeing thing before doing what you love.
Yeah. Well, I think
You should be yourself first, be who you are, and then after that, the next step is, because life's so short, fucking go for stuff that you love doing, or at least do it on the side if you can. It's like, it's just like, you don't want to regret shit when you're older. 100%. That's one of the biggest regrets a lot of people in senior age homes, retirement homes have is regret.
Yeah, and just
that's the worst feeling.
Doing what they should have at the time, but convince themselves they shouldn't.
That's the worst thing any human being, I think, can do.
And that's, so that regret thing is living in the past, right? You let it eat you up, like, oh, maybe I should have asked that girl out, or maybe I should have said this, or maybe I should have said that. Like, I'm probably, out of all the guys I know, I'm probably the only person who tells his guy mates on a regular basis, I love you.
Yeah.
And I don't care to say it, man. Like, I've had friends call me. Like, the first time I started doing it, after I started doing that work, one of my mates was like, dude, that's gay.
That's so funny.
And I was like, would you rather tell me that you love me to a headstone, or would you rather say it to my face? Mm-hmm. And he was just like, And then, like a typical guy, he was like, I'd rather say it to your headstone, Berg. Like, and I was like, funny. But, that whole group of guys that I started saying it to, now, if I called them up and I was like, hey, dude, I just want to tell you I love you, he'd be like, I love you too, bro. I hope you're having a good day. They used to be like, are you okay?
Right.
Because people usually say it when they don't know if they've got any time left, right? They want to get it out of the way. I just say it every day.
Yeah.
Because if I die tomorrow, the last thing I said to you was, I love you, bro. Cool.
Yeah.
That's like, you don't have any regrets then coming to my headstone. You just want to have a conversation if that's what you do. So I say it to like my family. I say it to my close friends. I even put it sometimes out on Instagram. When I am feeling it, I'll just be like, if you're reading this, you're actually following me for a certain reason. I love you. Some people might not ever hear that in their lives, which is depressing to know.
That's true.
That's sad, man. I can say it to somebody I've just met.
Yeah.
Might not mean it as much as when I say it to my dad. But if I can hate somebody I instantly meet, why can't I love somebody in the same regard, right? You see people on the road, or you see somebody commit an act of whatever, and you're like, man, I fucking hate that person. Or I really don't like that person. On the flip side, if I see somebody committing an act that's just absolutely beautiful, like see it on TikTok a lot of the time. This guy, Zach, I can't remember his last name.
Nebraska?
That guy.
Yeah, that guy's dope.
It just tells everybody he loves them.
Yeah, he's
and
great.
then you read the comments, people are like, oh, it's fake, it's staged. I'm like, even if it is, if you want to take it the way and believe that it is, what's the worst that he's bringing out of people? Happiness? Like the message of being happy and caring and loving, and you want to hate on that? How sad are you, bro?
Yeah.
And got to admit, first time I saw it, I was like, it's probably staged. I follow that guy religiously now, and I'm like, no way.
Great.
He's genuinely just helping people.
Yeah, he's not faking it.
And he's just like, I love you. And they say it back. Obviously, some people are getting really big help, so they've got a reason to say it. But I think I remember him doing it just after COVID. He had the blindfold and he was holding up a sign saying, give me a hug.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or take a rose if you know. Something like that. And I was like, that. Without the money, without the Disneyland trips, without the cars, whatever, was still telling people I love you. And to think that there's people who go on their day, they wake up, they get hate from people, they get told they're worthless, they go to bed feeling the same way. I cannot picture that, man. I cannot wrap my head around that feeling. That is, to me, that's a worse feeling than dying. I'd rather die than live my life feeling like that. So like I was saying to my friend Amy, we were driving past in Vic Park the other day. There's a guy that stands at the lights, a homeless dude. He's been there for like 2 months. And no one really carries cash anymore, so it's hard to like give him money. I had $5 in my wallet and I just gave it to him. I was like, I'm going to use this $5 for something. But then I realized I'd had that $5 in my wallet for about 3 months because I don't use cash. I never think about it. So to not have it in my wallet, I'm giving it as much thought as if I did have it in my wallet. So I was just like, fuck, he's going to get a much better use out of it than I would. So I just gave it to him. I was like, hey, bro, have the $5. And he was like, do you want change? He actually said, do you want change? I was like, what? Nah, just
that's wild.
Take the $5, man. Like, are you kidding me? Go and get something to eat or whatever. He's like, jumped up and down towards the lights because we had to start driving off. And I was like, cool. I didn't get this massive rush of I've made somebody's day, but I was like, cool. Like, he actually could use that more than I could. But I also know that after I leave, 10 minutes afterwards, he's not necessarily thinking about me.
No.
But that feeling of what that $5 did for him was, could have lasted a week.
Maybe.
Or even if it did just last that moment.
Yeah.
That was more than what that $5 did for me sitting in my wallet, right?
100%.
So yeah, like that message of, and I think that's also one of the massive reasons I love stand up. Even
Yeah.
if you do a 5-minute set,
Yeah.
if somebody comes to that show, like that 12-person gig you had where they're kind of spread out, if someone in that spread out gig has had the worst day, they got fired or they got broken up, they got cheated or whatever, if you can make them laugh for 5 minutes and they forget about their world, I honestly don't know a better gift to give somebody, man.
No better feeling than that.
Like that. And yeah. And for me personally, that's kind of what, to kind of pull it back, that's what mushies do.
Right.
It just gives you that creation of
clarity,
joy.
yeah.
And yeah, like I think like you, I'm very unapologetically myself these days.
Yeah.
And I'm so okay with who I am as a person. I know I'm a good person. I don't do things to hurt or harm. I try and make joy and put love out into the world. But I love doing stand-up. And at the moment, I'm doing it as a side hustle. It's not my full-time gig. But fuck, dude, when I'm up there, I love it. I am in love with the feeling of stand-up. Outside of that, nothing else matters. Whether it's me on the stage or me watching somebody, like obviously I got to do my 20 with you and then sitting watching you do your thing. That's the first time I've seen you do more than, I think
5,
maybe
10
10 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
And I was so excited. I even said to Joe, because he's like, oh, good luck, man. I hope it's a wicked gig. I was like, man, I'm so hyped to see him do his thing.
Right.
Because I've seen your skits and stuff, and that's different to stand up.
For sure.
When I tell you at the end of it, man, I was so fucking proud.
Thanks, man.
From where we both were when I met you
Yeah.
to where you've come.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've improved as a comic, but I didn't commit to it.
Right.
You just went all in, and to see you do that, I was like, that is literally what it's about.
Yeah.
Like if you died tomorrow, you're doing what you love, man. Like you're literally being who you're supposed to be. I was like, Joe messaged me after, was like, how was it? I was like, dude, it was incredible. He killed it. He did so well. And I was like, that's all that matters.
Thanks, man.
You didn't make $1 billion. You don't have a Netflix special, but I would like to think you got off that stage going, fuck, I had fun.
Yeah. So what's not to like?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
40 people fucking there to see you.
Just
to
you.
do jokes and get the fuck around a little bit.
And
you know,
laugh.
And laugh and
I don't know
take
what
pictures of people. Like, that's insane.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what much
part
else
of
is
the world
better.
I've been to one time in my life.
Yeah.
Across the world.
Which
from
is
where I
also
am.
the most isolated city in the
in the
world.
So that, I don't care if it's 40 people or 4
Yeah.
or 4,000.
Yeah.
Just the fact that those people came is like exactly why I do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Is just purely off the joy of being able to make people laugh.
Yeah.
So, not like after that, it's done. Like there's nothing. I don't need to say anything else.
Yeah, it is what
I'm
it
not.
is.
I'm not making a lot of money off this.
Yeah.
and it's like I'm okay with that. I'm not. I'm actually like not making a lot of money at all. But I'm providing a lot of value right now.
Yeah.
And eventually in the future, I think the money will come. I'm confident the money will come in like tenfold.
Yeah, well, you do the
But
work,
when
the
the
money
time is right.
follows.
Yeah.
If you chase money, most of the time it's not going to get there.
Right. But like I said, for this whole fucking time, it's just about enjoying the moment and enjoying the process rather than
For
thinking
sure.
about outcome.
100%.
And these are the moments that I'll thank my previous self
Yeah.
in the future for just like doing these things now. And that's exactly what this all is.
Oh, for sure.
It's pure joy of just doing what you love.
Yeah.
So
And it's simple. Like you said before, just doing the reps.
it's the reps. That's it. It's always the reps because
Yeah.
I'll always learn something every time I do even these long sets. It's like, fuck, I should have done this, or I should have did this, or I shouldn't have done that. You know.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's like cool because now next time I can do this, and next time
Yeah.
I can do that,
I know.
and next time I can do that, and then when it works, you're like,
It's amazing.
there you go.
And it's exciting, man. Even coming off stage that one time after like that night, my brother and I talked about it and we went through the set or just some feedback. I was like, oh fuck, yeah, I could have done this better. I could have tweaked this, but I have another show in 2 weeks from now in Sydney.
Yeah. Oh, so you've done Brisbane already, yeah?
I've done all the other ones.
Yeah.
Sydney's not the last one
Yeah.
in Australia. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm excited as hell to go and work on these few things for the next show.
Yeah.
It's always like, what am I working on for the next show?
Yeah.
It fucking gets me going. Every
It gets
time.
you excited, hey?
It's excited. I'm like, like I get another chance at this.
Yeah.
In front of my own crowd. It's
Yeah.
like you have to really zoom out sometimes and just see how lucky you are to have these people.
Oh, for
to
sure.
come watch you live.
Yeah.
It's like the gratitude I have for that too.
Yeah. And I mean, like I love being like able to say like I connected with a dude 2018, who was from Canada, did Joe bring you over for the festival? Joe brought over. And I just by chance happened to be opening for Joe that year. Yeah. So we connected. We got to do some sets together for Joe. And then once you left, like we like kind of kept in touch, but we didn't keep in touch in terms of conversation. Hey bro, how's things? Like, how's the gigs? Blah, blah. Yeah. And then post-COVID, you obviously started doing a lot more. Yeah. The one I remember where I really started, like, I guess seeing more of your stuff was just all your basketball shots outside of your house. And that was like pre any skits or accent stuff. You were just putting it all up. I remember. And I was just like, oh, cool. He's like really starting to put stuff out there. And that was when that social media space was starting to grow. And I was like, oh, he's really like, he's getting into that space. Yeah. And then TikTok kind of came around and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it too. And I was like, oh, this, it isn't what I want to do. So I was like, I never bought into it. But then I just saw you going from strength to strength to strength. So I was like, this is wicked to see. And then you got like Mark Anthony into it. And I was just like, oh, these guys are cool. And
laughing constantly.
Yeah. And then I was just like, he's really built for this. Like you're literally in the perfect time. And this is kind of where I get into that. The universe will give what the universe gives. And if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. You're wired to be able to make this content. Obviously you work hard at it and you put the effort in. Yeah. But if it wasn't a part of you, you wouldn't have become a part of that space, right? But the opportunities present themselves when the universe presents them. And whether you take or not, it is where you have that choice. Because you could have very easily gone, nah, I'm going to stay fat. I'm going to just stay in my parents' house and I'm going to keep shooting hoops and I'm going to do stand up every now and then and I'll be okay with that. But you're like, nah, like I'm going to do this because I'm good at it. And I think I can make something of it. And you grabbed that opportunity and you ran with it. And now look at you. Shit, dude. Like, I don't think Neema from 2018 would have thought Neema from 2024 would have been doing this.
Not in this level, no.
Nah. So, I mean, if somebody in 2018 said, yeah, you'll probably open for Gary Vee or Russell Peters, you would be like, yeah, I wished.
I know. Yeah, seriously, yeah.
And now that you look back and you're like, fuck. Like, what else does current Neema wish for when future Neema looks back?
Yep.
Like, what else is going to be there? Like, what is the universe going to give me that I'm going to grab and go, yeah, let's ride with this one.
Yep.
And that's the sort of stuff where I'm just like, man, it's so cool for me who I'm really enjoying now just being back in, I guess, the comedy space versus I'm diving headfirst in because of last year I'm just appreciating that I'm actually doing it again. It's so cool to see people like yourself, Emo, who just dove headfirst into it and made a go of it as well. Joe had been doing it for a while, so his was just kind of like a natural progression, I guess. But you and Emo, for me personally, and I guess even Frankie, because I only met Frankie last year. So I don't know his story post that, how much he really was doing it. I guess it was a decent amount.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But from what I've seen, you and Emo come from like real basic open micers. Who are like 3 to 5 minute sets and would get laughs, but it wasn't like they weren't bringing the house down.
Wasn't good.
To Emo getting the gold star.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Australia's Got Talent. Like you opening for people who I have idolized.
Yeah.
Like that's the sort of shit that even though it's not my universe, I'm so grateful to be a part of that where I can be like, yeah, man, like when you were like, dude, I'd love you to be in my podcast. There was a part of me that was like, I'm not at a level to be on his podcast because of how well your success is done. But then I was like, but we're boys. Like, he doesn't come into Perth and go, you guys don't know who I am?
That'd be
like
wild.
You're one of the most low key dudes outside of your comedy.
Yeah.
Because you're different outside of comedy than you are than when you're doing your skits and stuff. And that's like, that to me is just perfect. You know your space, you're killing it in your space, and you're like, fuck yeah, bro, let's just hang, let's talk shit.
Yeah.
Let's get some hoops in at some point. Let's work out. Let's do this.
That's what I'm all about, man. And that's me being myself, is being okay with not always being funny.
Yeah.
The NeemaNaz, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fucking NeemaNazary, like most of the time.
Yeah.
Just a human being.
Yep. You're
and
just
okay
a stupid.
A very stupid
boy.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know. I had to get it in somewhere.
Oh, wait, we haven't even fucking gotten into
We haven't
accents,
touched into
brother.
the accents
Okay?
yet. Yeah.
We are doing now, okay?
Okay.
It's time we are talking.
know.
I know.
I know.
Uh-huh. Okay. You are wearing blue tracksuit.
the baby Belu.
I am wearing the beige.
You're wearing the
very
nude
vanilla,
colors.
Very nice tracksuit.
skin.
All
From
skin.
head to toe. All skin.
Very nice.
No clothing.
Okay.
Okay.
You are very sexy, Maxi.
Number one naked
Number
man.
one, very nice, very sexy,
Very
very,
nice,
very,
very
stupid,
sexy.
very good.
All the time.
Okay, very nice. I was
Fuck,
telling,
I
I was
love
telling my
the
brother
accent,
too.
man.
I was like, after Mark Anthony, which people know,
Yeah.
I do videos with.
Shout out to him if he is watching this, because
He's
bro,
probably
you're
not.
fucking
He has
funny.
a fucking baby and a family. He has no time to watch this.
what a
But I'll tell him.
Gay.
Gay? But he has the best Persian accent I've
Yeah.
ever heard from someone who's not Persian.
Yeah, he's just Canadian, yeah.
He's Italian.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I know that. Yeah.
But yeah, like he's born in Canada, like me. But after him, bro, you're pretty good.
I'll take that, man.
You're
I'll
pretty
take
good.
that a billion times over.
Yeah, and I remember because even in 2018 when we first met,
Yeah.
we were doing it. We were
Yeah.
fucking around, just doing Persian accents and
Yeah.
other accents in general. You're good at accents too, so
Yeah.
that was just funny from the start. And then I feel over the years you've definitely practiced a little bit,
100%,
right?
dude.
And you've gotten much better already.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because
Right?
I've definitely, like, I think I told you, like, I used to have a friend, her whole family's Persian. So she taught me how to say hello and stuff like that. So I'd say it to her grandma.
Salam.
Salam. What's Marhaba merci?
Yeah,
Is that, what's that?
it's like I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, so that's what I would say. First time I walked in, I just wanted to know what hello was. She was like, salam. I was like, so I'd say that to the grandma, and the grandma said a full sentence back to me.
No idea. Yeah.
And I just looked at my friend Chloe and I was like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And she's like, just say marhaba merci. And I said that, and her grandma comes to me. She's like, oh, he's so cute. What a lovely boy. I was like,
I know.
I was like, thank you. So I didn't want to say thank you.
Right.
I felt like I had to put the accent on.
Yeah. Like they'll understand me better.
Yeah, she's like, she would say something like, I don't know what this boy is saying, because
Right.
I'd be speaking in English with just the
That's
accent.
so funny.
She's like, she doesn't speak English,
Yeah, you
man.
idiot.
Oh, hello. Very nice.
Your home very style.
Yeah, very big property.
Very big, yeah.
You must have a lot of money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Rug,
Very,
on floor.
very. You know what's funny? Her dad did drive a Mercedes.
Of course he fucking did.
That's so funny. The mum was the bigger bread maker, though.
Oh,
She was
wow.
a dentist.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
yeah.
Open your mouth, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
She actually fixed my tooth. I had a chip.
Oh, nice.
I was in there getting just like a checkup one day, and it was like a month away from my birthday, and I'd had a chip from like a bottle from years ago in the chair. And she's like, Jason, birthday present for you. I make your teeth very straight because they are pissing me off. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And
What the
she's
fuck?
like, I cannot look at your smile. It make me very upset.
Oh my god.
Such a beautiful boy. You need to have a nice teeth.
Please.
So I was like, all right, well, how much is it? No. No money.
No.
I was like, what? Turns out that procedure was like $300
Whoa.
just to like straighten that tooth.
Oh yeah.
And she just did it for me.
For you, Jason.
For Jason,
Free.
very, such a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
Such a gorgeous boy.
Oh my god.
My daughter, very lucky to be friends with you. And I was like, oh, thank you. And now I don't talk to that girl anymore.
Oh nice.
But
Well.
I'll show you the photo of her.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
look at it and be like, 100%
For sure,
Persian.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, you can see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
You can smell it too from a mile away.
Yeah.
You like
the house
cologne?
always had a smell. But dude, I will say the food that I got to try,
Incredible. Right?
I'm actually salivating. Think about it. The kebab.
Chabab.
Kebab. How do you say kebab?
Kubi there.
Kubile?
Kubi there.
Kubide.
That's the type of kebab.
Oh, so nice.
Very nice.
Make my mouth water
Oh
every
my
time.
God.
104%. Every time. Number one.
Number one, very
Number one wheat in my mouth.
Yes, please.
No
thank
homo.
you. Okay, no gay.
And then the rice dish
Basmati rice.
that had like, it's like is it
Saffron.
sultanas or
Saffron.
raisins in it.
Oh, what else is with it?
And there would be other stuff. I don't know. There was almost like nuts or something.
Oh yeah, I think that's.
But they would always put like a hard kind of, I don't know what it was, but you could break it and it'd like snap off. It wasn't like,
What, the rice?
Nah, that there would be a cover over it.
Oh, you're talking about tadik?
Yeah, tadik.
like
Oh
the
my
crispy
God. Yes.
rice at the bottom of the
tadik.
pot.
But they would flip it.
Oh yeah, they flip it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, tadik number one every
Tadik
time.
is fire, dude.
I'd walk over and be like, are we having it for dinner? Can we please have it for dinner? She's like, oh, Jason, every time you want the same thing. I was like, it's so good.
Every time we have tadik.
Every time we have tadik. And the kebab. And then there would be I don't know what the name of the dessert was that they would make.
What was it?
But I thought it was like a mint sauce. But they would like drink it.
Oh, duk.
Is that what it is?
It's like sour milk.
Yeah.
Sour yogurt.
I thought I was meant to put it on my food the first time she gave it to me.
Oh, that's funny.
Gave it to me in a glass. I was like, why would you not put it in a bowl with a spoon? You know how like you put mint on like biryani and stuff? I thought that's what that was.
Yeah.
She gave it to me and my friend Chloe just drinks it.
Chugs.
I didn't see it and I poured it all over my dinner.
That's hilarious.
And she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? You don't like? And
wow.
I was like, it's mint sauce, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and my friend Chloe, she's losing it laughing. She's like, oh, she like grabs me. You're so cute. I was like, am I not meant to be doing this right now? She's like, you just meant to drink it. And I was like, fuck.
You're very stupid.
I had nothing left in the glass. So I had to have the tadik with just like watery. She made me finish it too.
Oh, of course.
I was like, I'm not going to say no. Yeah. So
that's funny.
It was incredible.
Duk. I don't like duk at all.
All right.
My brother loves it. I hate it.
I thought it was quite nice.
It's like bubbly, right?
Yeah.
It's fizzy.
Yep.
Bro,
I thought it was quite nice.
I think it's gross. Sorry to the Persian.
But yeah, the kebabs and the tadik was my favorite. What's that?
Chicken kebab? Jujay kebab?
Oh, yes.
The saffron chicken?
And he would do it on the open coals. Bro. And I've been to 2 Persian places in Perth. It's just not the same.
Nah.
It's just not the same.
First of all, in Australia, it's not great.
Yeah.
From experience.
Yeah.
In Canada has the best Persian food.
Right. Are there a lot of Persians in Canada?
There's the 3rd biggest population outside of Iran.
Right. So what's the second?
LA.
Oh, really? LA?
Well,
what a weird... I guess the surgeries and stuff.
They call it Tehrangelis.
Silicon Valley is like their heaven.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Tehrangelis, and then Toronto, they call it Tehranto.
That's so good. That's fantastic.
I know.
Tehranto.
Yeah, I know, right? Welcome to Tehranto, brother.
To Tehranto. We are number 3 outside of Tehran.
You know the bronze medal? We have that.
That is number one. Plus 2.
Okay. Yes, please. We are on podium. What about you, idiot?
We're still in the race. Are you? No, I don't think so.
You are not. You're shit.
You're shit.
But what's your favorite accent to do?
I think I'm probably the most well versed in South African because my family's from South Africa.
Yeah.
But because depending on where you're from in South Africa, I guess probably the same in almost any country that's quite widespread with accents. If I do a South African accent, it could be Cape Coloured, which is from Cape Town, so my dad's family.
Okay.
If I do a different type of accent, it could be from Pietermaritzburg in Durban, which is where my mum's from, which is also very heavily influenced by Indian accent.
Yeah, Durban.
Because it's like the second highest outside of India from Indians. So that's where I get my look from. So my mum looks quite Indian. So when I do my accent, like if I want to talk to you like a South African, sometimes I'll just talk like this, okay? So this very much sounds like if I'm talking from my dad's side of the family.
Uh-huh.
And people will be like, that's not South African. And I'll just be like, okay, so if you want me to talk like this now, okay, I'm coming to you very much more aggressive. That's if I want to be from Durban, okay? Don't talk cock, man. Talk shit. You wipe your mouth. So it depends where you want to talk from.
That's how the Indians in South Africa talk like?
No, that's how the South Africans talk with the Indian twinge, but then they'll be like, that's not South African. That's like, it's like, well, whatever your family is influenced by is where your little twinge is going to come from. Then if you speak Zim, it's different again. I can't quite do the Zimbabwean accent.
Oh.
And if you're white South African, it's different again. Afrikaners have a different accent. That's more like Chappie, the movie Chappie.
What is that?
That's a South African movie.
Okay.
Or even Leonardo DiCaprio from Blood Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Afrikaner accent, right?
Is it accurate?
Yeah, that's
Leo's
bang
accent?
on.
Really?
Bang on.
Wow.
A lot of people are like, that's not how he sounds. And that's because they don't know the differences
Between
in where they come from. Yeah. I love doing Indian because a lot of stuff that I've witnessed in my life is from India. Okay. My family, long way, come from some parts of India. And I grew up with a lot of people from India.
From Durban.
Not so much from Durban, just from Perth.
Oh, Port.
Just Perth. They come from so far to do so little.
This is nice.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Why you come here, you make a full embarrassment of the color of your skin. Okay.
This is true.
I don't need it. See, so my Indian accent is very different from your Indian accent.
This is true.
It depends which ones you deal with.
I do all of them.
I do with the ones that are very judgmental.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing you do impress me.
Okay, yeah.
You want to impress me? Don't.
This is all Indian.
Yeah, you want to impress me? Don't impress me. Yeah.
We will judge the shit out of you.
Yeah. Other times I love doing the Irish. Right.
Irish is not bad.
My Irish accent is one of the best accents I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime I hear an Irish accent from a female voice, I don't care if you look like Lizzo. I'll find you attractive automatically.
Oh, this is right. This is so right.
That's right.
That's so
That's
right.
right.
Yes.
Because you do a little bit of Conor McGregor.
Conor
don't
McGregor.
You? Right.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Hey, Dana. Dana's the fight game.
Fuck
it's
yourself.
The fight game, Dana.
Yeah.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. I can't really do Irish as much, but Scottish. It's a little bit
you can do the Scottish.
Easier for me.
I love that when you do the Scottish, everybody's voice goes down a little bit.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Glasgow.
Yeah, I've been smoking since I was 3 years old.
I've been smoking it in my mother's womb.
Yeah.
I've been smoking inside, outside.
The first pipe I had was the umbilical cord.
Yeah. I've been smoking it like it's hookah.
Yeah, puff, puff, pass. Have you ever tried to do an Aboriginal accent?
Aboriginal. Like a Canadian Aboriginal?
No.
Oh, like a...
What's a Canadian Aboriginal?
There's Aboriginals everywhere.
Oh, okay. I know Aboriginals in Australia, but what's a Canadian Aboriginal?
Aboriginal is more like this, eh? Like, yeah, we talk like this.
Oh, right.
This is the Aboriginal people, the Indians. It's more like that.
Oh, the Indians. Okay, right.
The Indians,
so they're like still native.
They're native Indians.
Yeah, native Indians,
from
right.
Canada. But Aboriginal as in like, yeah, I know.
Have you ever tried to do an Australian Aboriginal?
Oh, yeah, I can do it really well, I think.
Go on then.
Wait, do it so I know if I'm being accurate.
I want to hear you do it first so I can tell you.
I don't know if it's for sure Aboriginal, but because of Spanish.
Tell you what, you're talking right over here. It's come from Australia Aboriginal, right? You got a little bit more of a drawl to the sound of your voice.
Oh.
If you want to talk like that, mate, you come talk me, you come white Australia, I'll kill your family.
Oh, okay, no. So what the one I do is I think it's a little bit different. It's more like Waggy, but it's so Spanian. I told you earlier.
Yeah.
He's like a Western Sydney, but he's Aboriginal too.
Yeah.
And he says that it's kind of like an Aboriginal accent.
Yeah, right.
But he talks like he's like, "Hey, cars, what are you talking about, cars?" You know.
Oh, so it's kind of like a mixture of both of them.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like brother, like this is hectic, cars. This is hectic. I had this food and it's hectic, brother.
Yeah. I can see how it would be like that, but yeah, if you're just going like full blown native Aboriginal,
okay, that's
very different.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. But Spanish, he talks like that. He's
yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, car? Let's out, brother. Let's out, brother. Yeah, cars. I'm walking down the street, brother.
I wonder if that's even like a mixture of Eshays.
I think it's like
Eshays,
Bogan.
Yeah, a bit of Bogan as well.
Yeah, I don't know,
yeah,
but I love his accent. Yeah, that one's one of my favorites in Australia. But Aussie accent's like one of my favorites to this day, mate. Like
you do it quite well.
Yeah, I genuinely try my best because.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not because.
Sometimes I forget some of the
twinges we have on the words.
I catch myself though more. I catch myself a little bit more these days.
Yeah.
So
I love the sorry.
Yeah. So. Otherwise, mate,
that's everybody's twig. Like, so how do you say no?
No, yeah, but honestly,
kill the R.
I pay a lot of attention to it because some people miss the details. Where, like, for instance, you know, I don't know, like for instance, what's a good example when you say if there's a vowel at the end of the word, but then the next word is another vowel, then you put the R at the end of it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, for example, you say like, I don't know, fucking, what's a example? Australia. Oh, it's like if I'm saying like, who's your favorite country, mate? Australia or
Australia or
England.
Yeah,
it's like there's a little bit of R.
It's almost like
you can't say Australia or, right? You wouldn't say that. Australia
we don't finish the word.
Australia.
So it's Australia with the OR added on to that word. Australia.
Yeah, something like that.
Australia or
you know what I mean,
New Zealand.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what's another example? Like, I don't know, fucking.
So if you were to say, "Oh, do you like this better or not?"
Yeah.
Like
you're not. You wouldn't say better.
I don't say, "Do you like this better or not?"
Or better.
I just say, "Do you like this better or not?"
Yeah,
better or
exactly.
not.
Better or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
like
weird to me.
BETTR.
Right.
There's no E in it.
Right, because
better
it's
or not.
funny because Aussies, you don't use the hard R at all.
No.
Until that moment where you need to say another word after with the vowel.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Because if I'm going to say, "Oh, what's better or worse?" I'll say, "What's better or worse?"
Better or what? But
if I say, "What's better?"
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
you wouldn't say what's
there's
better.
No R there anyway. So what's better?
Yeah, what's better, mate?
BETA. What's better? Oh no, BEDDA almost better.
BEWD. Yeah.
Like we don't pronounce T's as they should.
I know, better.
It's like if I say, "Oh, that's forgettable," I say, "Oh, that's
say
really forgettable."
Right. That's pretty easy for me, that part. And also, like, it's like, yeah, mate, I got like 2 tattoos. Tattoo. Rather than tattoo.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the way we pronounce O's that almost nobody can get it.
What do you mean?
Because you say it really well, but it's still not how we say it.
Oh, really?
And I don't know who can get it. So if I say tattoo as you would say it as an Aussie.
Tattoo.
Yeah, see, I say tattoo.
Tattoo.
But it's...
Tattoo.
It's like this weird... It's like if you were tuning a radio, you're like 2 decibels off getting it.
Yeah.
But the way we have it is just, you can't quite get that channel.
I know, I feel you. I think I get it.
How many tattoos you got?
Mate, I got like 2 tattoos.
Yeah, see, I feel like there's a U on the end of yours where there's not on mine.
See it?
2. Tattoo.
No, say that. How many tattoos?
How many tattoos you got?
You're saying there's no O or no U.
There's no U on the end of that. It's just tattoo.
Tattoo. Oh, I see what you mean.
Like if anything, it'd be like the equivalent of saying ooh, like ooh, like EWW, like not ew, but ooh, like ooh, gross. Or maybe tattoo, 3 O's, like ooh, tattoo. Yeah, tattoo. See, that's it. So it sounded like almost like tattoo, like you're trying to. It's like you're almost trying to curl it at the end.
Right. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's
rather
the
we're
way
a bit
you like
shorter.
use your mouth.
Yeah, we're a bit shorter on it. Yeah.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
Tattoo.
Yeah. See that to me is pretty much bang on.
Right. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I can pick it up as just it's
like practice, if you go to the zoo.
The zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. The zoo.
I'm gonna go to the zoo to get a lion tattoo.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of also getting you on it, but not you. I want to get the sheep you. Not you.
Yeah.
But I want to get 2.
Okay.
At the zoo when I get a tattoo.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Is
what are you gonna do?
For better or worse?
Yeah, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah,
right?
For better or worse.
For better. Or
See, you even finish it because you dip into how you would pronounce it. You'd say for better or. I say for better or.
For better or.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
I make it 3 words into one for better or.
Fucking insane.
Never really thought about it like that.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do, mate, is I'm gonna go down to the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
And get a few tattoos.
Yeah.
Right. Then I'm gonna walk down the street.
Yeah.
Pick up heaps of chicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
No mingers.
No what?
No mingers.
Mingers?
Yeah.
What's mingers?
Ugly chicks. No mingers.
Defo, no mingers.
See, I don't know how many Aussies who say defo.
I've heard fucking...
I say defs.
All right. Maybe it's a bogan
defs.
thing.
Yeah, I think it might be.
Defo, okay.
Yeah.
Defo.
I say defs, no mingers.
Defs, no mingers. Yeah. And then that's it, mate. We're just going to have a fucking good time.
Have a bit of a shag, have a bit of a snooze.
A little bit of fucking cuddle, mate.
Yeah. Fucking why not, eh?
Mate, why not, eh?
Fucking.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, fucking why not, eh?
Fuck spiders, mate.
Yeah. I mean, you could, though.
You could.
Fucking 8 legs, mate. You get into it.
A lot of genuinely good cunts,
Yeah. Fucking I'll fuck a spider or 2.
So what's the difference between this? Because also the inflections of like the ends of like saying here. So is it correct if you say he or like here?
It's here.
Then why did
It's like Heeyah. Here.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Like here.
Yeah. Here.
Where you want to drive? Here. Not there.
Yeah,
Here.
That's why Chinese people are so good at the Aussie accent. We are going to go here.
Yeah, I don't want to go there. I want to go here.
No, because when I did an Aussie accent, originally when I was doing the Aussie accent, I would say here.
Yeah.
I would be here, coming over here.
Yeah.
But then people would be like, oh, it sounds South African.
It's more, I think, that you don't give as much like a guttural throatness to the ER part. Like you don't go
Yeah.
There's not meant to sound like there's an H at the end of it.
Okay.
It's just the A. Here.
Here.
Like it's a bit sharper. Whereas if you had it's not here.
Right.
Like
That's more
not
English.
that that's how you're saying it, but like you don't go here. It's like here.
Here.
Here. Yeah.
I see what you mean. Interesting.
We're very good at cutting things short.
But then there are some Aussies who pronounce it like it's like they'd say he.
Yeah.
Coming over
just
here,
go
mate.
over there, mate. Wait, here?
He.
Nah, just here's probably a little bit more country. Like when you get into the rural areas.
Okay.
Mate, get over here.
Yeah, or like the Spaniard guy, like he was at a shop in Tokyo or some shit. He's like, Connors, I was drinking this beer.
Yeah.
And this beer's pretty good, can.
Yeah.
It's like he's talking like that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
chucks beer.
chucks a beer, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but you can
there's
say,
different-
what beer do you like? So you can hear that
what beer do you like?
a little bit of a difference, like, what beer do you like? You
Right.
can hear me say the beer
Right.
bit,
A little bit, yeah.
but chucks a beer.
Just a beer, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it kind of depends on the context. If it's real casual,
Yeah.
just give us a beer, mate. Fuck, I
Right.
don't drink beer,
yeah,
but I love beer.
yeah. But what I do like, yeah, is the
Hey,
English
mate,
accent.
you
Yeah,
tell me what beer you like.
it's one of my favorites, can. So
It
literally,
does depend on which British accent you like
there's
doing.
so many, can. There's so many, bro. Like,
Because you're from Liverpool.
oh, Liverpool. It's
I
one of
don't-
my
I don't-
fucking favorites.
That's one of the accents I wish I could do, but not Scouser.
What's the difference?
Because Kyle's a Scouser.
Yeah, that's what they are.
But
though.
there's like a different type of Liverpool accent. It's like, I'm from Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
And it's like
more
real
poshy,
slack-jawed. No, that's like even more bogan than
really?
Scouser. Like, if I was to grade it, I'd call it the simple accent.
Oh, really?
I'm from Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah, it's like they don't know how to form words. And they had it from it's one of the reality TV shows they had. And it was like, I don't know what TV show it was, but all of them were from Liverpool, and it was this thick Liverpudlian accent. Chicks physically were stunning, and then you heard them talk, and you're like,
I'm from Liverpool.
oh, babe, you're right, gorgeous. I'm from Liverpool.
Oh,
Come give us
God.
a snog. I was like, I
no.
would rather lick my own butthole.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
yeah. That's
I'd
why
rather
the
sniff
Scouse
my own
one's
fart.
way better for me. I like
Yeah.
that one way more. It's more
Fucking sick.
Fucking
Yeah. I love that that's his tag. Anybody who goes, oh, do Kyle. It's fucking
sick,
sick, lad.
I did a few gigs with him earlier this year.
Yeah.
And, like the whole night, I'm like, it's fucking sick, lad.
Yeah.
Like he would just be like, mate, I'm fucking telling jokes.
Yeah.
You know, he's always like jokes off of pussies and cruise ships.
Yeah.
cunt. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You know you're a comedian,
Yeah,
right?
what are you talking about?
No, I'm not a fucking
I'm not a
comedian.
fucking comic, I'm a
lad.
fucking
I'm
riff
the-
king.
I'm the fucking king of comedy.
Oh, fucking Liverpool FC.
Yeah.
Best
But
fucking team in the world.
He's fucking funny, though.
I love that, man. That
What
accent's
is
great
that
too.
accent? Oh, can you do Māori?
Māori? Oh,
Yeah.
like the
Big
Kiwis?
Islander dudes, yeah.
The Islander? I haven't really practiced that one, but
Oh,
like,
don't worry about it, bro.
oh, right.
That's okay,
That's
bro.
okay, bro.
Yeah, that's
bro.
all good, bro. That doesn't matter, eh?
all right, brother.
Sometimes you gotta sound like the words are sitting in the bottom of your chin,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can't get them all the way out your lips, eh?
Started sounding Chinese there.
Nah,
You're trying to go down.
Oh, bro, you know what? They're okay too, bro. They're just little people, eh?
Yeah.
That's
They
all
have
right,
the Chinese
cuzzy.
people in the Kiwi island.
That's okay, bro. That's you wanna come over to our country, bro? We'll welcome you with open arms, bro.
Okay.
It's all good, cuzzy.
Oh, okay.
That's cuzzy.
Cuzzy.
That's
yeah,
where cuzzy comes from.
Cuzzy,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know if you know Rory Lowe.
Yeah, I do.
Says it like
I know.
it's,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
think he spent a lot of time around Maurice.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, it's all good, bro.
Hey, bro.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
Cuzzy.
Like it's almost like you're stretching it.
know.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Oh no. Oh no, bro.
Yeah, they've like
have you
high pitched voices.
have you seen the Beach Daz video clip?
the what?
Beach Daz.
No.
So it's this video clip it's like a cartoon of a whale and a seagull, and the whale's beached and it's a Kiwi like doing the voiceover, and he goes, "Oh no, I'm beached. I'm beached as, bro."
Oh, that's funny.
Seagull comes along, he's like, "Oh no, oh you beached, bro? Oh, I'm beached as, bro." It's like, "You want a chip? What do you mean a chip? Like a potato chip? Nah, chip. Can't eat, bro. Can't chew, bro. I ate lots of plankton though. Do you have any plankton?"
And this is their Maoris are in Australia too.
Yeah,
Not just New Zealand.
yeah.
Oh,
So the Māoris are native to New Zealand,
right, but they also
a lot of them came over to
Aussie-
Australia. Yeah. So there's an ongoing joke that the only reason we have anything built is because of scaffolders, and only scaffolders you'll see in Australia are Kiwis.
Kiwis, yeah.
Māoris, yeah.
True. I have
That's like
noticed.
their trade.
I've seen them in Perth
Yeah,
a lot too.
It's because they can pick up buildings with one hand.
That's true. They're
Yeah,
fucking
the biggest
jacked.
people in the world.
Massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually love Rory's joke on that. He's like, "Oh, have you seen the Māoris? Like, biggest people in the world. Real men, bro. Real men. Even their women. Real men."
Yeah.
It's a fact because they're the biggest,
Right.
sweetest people in the world
Huge
until they're not.
tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I love it. Yeah. No, I've yet to meet like a few.
My
real Maoris.
old barber is big Māori dude. Plays gridiron or football, and he's close to, he'd be tipping damn near 250.
Jesus.
Yeah, big boy.
Damn.
And just like
boy.
built thick, like quads as big as his ankles.
Oh man.
There's no
That's how you
shape to
know,
him.
Yeah. Just a fucking wall.
Yeah, he's just a big square.
Oh man.
And
Big six.
yeah, and just like baseball mitt glove hands.
Crazy.
But he's a barber.
Oh,
So he's got the finest touch.
Yeah.
And I remember
Suave.
I remember the first time. So I'd had my barber for like 10 years. I went and sat down. He's like, "Oh, I got a free seat, bro." I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm waiting for Tim." He's like, "Tim's gonna be a while, bro. Take a seat." And
I was like,
"All right,
no worries,
yeah."
brother.
I just sat down. And at the time, I had the skin fade, but I'd like shaved my hair to like a 1.
Yeah.
It was really short. And one of my friends had tried to give me the fade, so it was pretty shit. And he's like, "Oh, so what do you get?" And I was like, "Oh, just a bit of a fade and then like shave it all down to a 1." He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm going to give you a skin fade. I'm going to line you up and you're going to grow out the top." I was like, "I just came here to get, like, I just want the fade
just
on the
fade.
sides
Yeah.
and leave it as is." He's like,
No,
he
bro.
put his hand on my skull so softly. And he goes, "Nah, bro, just take it easy, eh?" And I just didn't say a word for the next 45 minutes. And I closed my eyes.
That's hilarious.
Opened them, never went back from a fade. I was like, "What the fuck is this?
Really?
This is incredible."
Really?
And he's like, "I told you." And I was like, "All right, sick." And then
Thanks,
like
cuz.
6 months down the line, I'd started to get a bit lazy. So the top was growing out a bit. And so he gave me like the skin fade, started lining it up, and then like faded the front and let it grow a bit on the top. Very similar to his. And I was like, I've never had it before. Like, nah, I just want what you've been giving me regular. Like, I was just like, let's just stick with normal. Puts his hand again on my skull. And I swear to God, and he told me to put it in my stand-up. I did it a couple of times, and I never fine-tuned the joke. He just goes to me, he leans in, he goes, "You'll get what you're given, eh?" And I was like, all right. And
Whatever
he
you
just
say,
he just
Kazi.
did what he did.
Of
and
course.
and he's like, "I fucking told you, eh? Don't you ever question me again,
Oh,
bro."
man.
I was like, okay.
You're like,
It's
okay, bro.
okay, cuzzy.
Oh shit.
And it's, and he's like opened his own barbershop and everything. It's
amazing.
fucking sick.
Wait, so would they say their eyes as E's?
Yeah.
You're saying like shet or some shit?
Oh, shit.
Shut.
Yeah, it's very close to, it's probably the closest accent to the South African accent.
And also to Scottish. Because Scottish people, they say like,
I thought Scottish
Oh,
say,
lad,
"Oh,
I got,
shite."
lad, no, they got, lad, I got 6 eggs. 6 eggs. I'm going to.
They've got, how many
I'm
have
gonna
they got?
cook-
They've
gonna
got
cook
sex.
6 eggs,
Yeah,
man.
actually, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But that again depends on the pronunciation because they don't say, "Oh, shit." They say shite.
Shite.
Almost
it
like there's an
depends
E on the end of it.
It depends, but yeah, like usually words that have I in the Scottish accent, at least from what I know, is they pronounce it as E's.
Yeah,
so it's like I don't know what
sex.
else is there, like fucking
I just want 6 eggs, not the dozen.
Yeah, it's like I was talking about this thing,
Yeah,
this thing,
yeah, true.
not this thing.
Yeah,
this thing,
thus.
thing.
It's almost thus.
this thing.
Yeah, talking about thus thing. Do you know Adam Gray,
No,
comedian in Perth?
no,
So Scottish born and bred,
yeah.
goes between that and the Aussie accent, and you would not know which one he's actually born with.
Ah, interesting. That's
So
pretty cool.
if you do any more gigs and he's on the lineup, have a chat with him and get him to do it. Go between it. He can do it during a sentence like
Flawlessly.
this. And I remember having a chat with him. I knew he was Scottish. And then one day he just started talking to me in his Australian accent. I was like, have you been putting on the Scottish the whole time? Like genuinely thought he was born with an Aussie accent.
Oh, that's funny.
And then he dipped back into the Scottish and I was like, I'm just confused.
Right.
I actually don't know which one you are.
Legend.
And it's incredible. And he could help give you those different nuances on the Aussie one as well.
Yeah, the inflection.
Yeah. But to me, Māori and Kiwi has been very close to South African.
Yeah.
A lot of South Africans go to New Zealand as well.
Yeah.
It's like they skip the whole country of Australia and go to where they sound similar.
Ah, interesting. And then Chinese people everywhere.
They're just going to buy everything up. It's like the person in Monopoly who has got all the money and they're just buying all the properties.
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay, we put a hotel here now. You have to pay more money.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To help mine, no help for you.
Yeah, sure. Not you. Sure.
Sure.
For me, not you.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
That's one thing I do want to get better on. And I think it's Joe Coy who does the spot or does the set on the different sounds of the Asian accents.
Yeah.
Where they do sound so different. And if you can get every single one of them, makes it so much cooler to do it on stage. Like, Dr. Jason Leong? Malaysian dude from Singapore.
Maybe.
Did a gig. Oh, he did the show with me and Joe for Joe's one last month.
Maybe.
But he's got a Netflix special.
Okay.
I did a set not knowing he was headlining that night at ECC. And I did my joke and I said, because I do what I consider very generically Asian. I don't know exactly where it's from.
Right.
So I just called it Malaysian for the sake of the joke that night.
Yeah.
And he's Malaysian.
Oh, so he called you.
And I didn't know he was in the crowd.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I was the last person for that night before the headline.
Oh.
So he was headlining and that was fresh in his brain.
That's hilarious.
He got on stage, is like, I just want to say that was the worst Malaysian accent I've ever heard in my life. I was like, fuck. And he just ragged on me for like a good 5 minutes. So I was like, I really got to figure out where my accent's from.
Yeah, Malaysian accent is a new one I've never heard until I came to Australia.
Yeah, we got a lot of Malaysian Singaporeans here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do it, but like I've never Malaysian. I don't know. I can't even do it.
It's very smooth.
Yeah,
but it can be very abrupt. I'm trying to get my head around it as well.
I don't know. Yeah, like have you done it before?
No, not on stage.
I'm trying to do my Malay accent.
I'm actually trying to watch Jason's Netflix special, and I want to just watch it on repeat. I don't care about his jokes. I just want to learn the accent. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, because I know a couple comics were from Singapore. They came to Melbourne for the Fringe festivals, and like we were doing a bunch of shows together.
Yeah,
and they were talking in Malaysian accents.
Yeah,
and I was trying to like emulate. I was like, oh, so interesting. It is different than Chinese. And like, it's like small intricacies. Yeah. But I was trying to pick up on, but it's not easy.
Yeah. I feel like you'd be one of the few comics who could really get across all of them. Because you really do pay attention to the nuances in it.
I try, yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't take much for you to get it. Like when we were talking about the zoo tattoo and all that sort of stuff.
I'll get it, yeah.
As soon as you got rid of that U sound to it, which is stupid because that's how we pronounce it. Zoo is like a U noise.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, once you get that tweak, it's pretty good.
I'm trying to be the fucking master of all accents.
So the African one, which is what?
That's Nigerian.
Nigerian,
Niger for life, brother.
Because I do
tell you something.
I do the used to just have like, again, what I'd call a generic African accent, and that was just from going out with my friends. Like, I don't know who you think you are, but it is not who you think you are talking to.
Right. That's super generic. Yeah.
But it's like, I almost felt bad for doing it on stage because that to me is like the Neanderthal African accent. It's
really?
like, I look at that as just like the only reason I'm doing that is because I'm making fun of the fact that they don't speak proper English.
Yeah.
Versus learning where I'm doing the accent from. Then it's almost paying respect to the accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas like you say Nigerian when you do it, so people know you're doing a Nigerian accent versus I'm going to make fun of a generically African accent now. Versus going like, if you go, and the Zimbabwean accent, who do you think you're talking to? Like, they're like, that's not how we sound.
Right, exactly.
Then it's almost being disrespectful.
For sure.
So I love the fact that you can pick where you're getting it from and then you can actually, and then those people appreciate it too, because if you can do it well, they're like, yes.
They love it.
Yeah.
That's why every time I do it now, it's like I get an applause break because it's so accurate and it's good.
Yeah.
And so that's what I go for is accuracy first.
Yeah.
And then I make it funny.
Yeah. And then, so when you go to Sydney, have you noticed the difference in how people from Sydney talk versus Perth?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Sydney's a
It's
little bit more
so much more posh.
Sydney or
Yeah,
Perth.
Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney.
Perth is not posh at all.
No, Perth is more like the bogans.
Yep.
type, that
We're
kind
slack.
Yeah, we're slack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk a little bit more like this,
We're
mate.
just
Like,
lazy,
you're just
mate.
fucking, like,
We
you're
got
just,
no
like,
rush to
cruising
be
around. Too
anywhere.
easy, mate. Yeah.
No rush to be anywhere with our words or our bodies, mate.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Yeah, but yeah, Sydney's more like it's like a little bit more like posh. A little
Yeah.
bit, a little bit like cooler.
One of my
Like,
best friends from Sydney. Yeah, and it's that.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
I wanna
it's
tell you
Melbourne
something.
Too. Melbourne's like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you could just fill out this form really quick, we could definitely get it moving along. And
Yeah.
it's like a little bit more.
It's like you asking me a question by telling me.
yeah, yeah,
Or
yes.
not.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Can I get a combo 4 and then a 5, and then if you could just like throw in a little bit of a chips.
Yeah, a little bit of chips.
Yeah, a
like
little bit of a chips.
And I love the like how much the Aussie language does abuse the English language though.
Yeah, I know it does.
And
It's crazy.
That's probably for me the reason why Carl Barron is one of and will always be one of my favorites.
I gotta check his stuff out. I haven't. Like, people have been telling me all year. I haven't looked at his stuff.
Yeah, he's got a full set about how we mutilate it, and we will
You
give
do.
you an
You
answer
fucking
that
shorten
gives you
everything.
no answer.
No answer.
Or how long was that? Not long. Or how far you got? Not far. How cheap was that? Or it wasn't cheap. How hot is it? Oh, it's pretty hot.
Hot ass.
Yeah. Is it hot enough for you? Nah. Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. We'll tell you something that it's
Right.
not.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. I heard someone say the other day they're talking about documentaries. It's like, yeah, did you watch that doco?
The doco. Yeah.
The doco. I was like, what the fuck's a doco?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking? Say the full word. Dude.
Yeah. No. No.
No, can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the doco. Servo.
So Bottle-O, yeah.
Bottle-O,
My favorite, yeah.
which is funny because that's on the sign. There's literally a
I
business
know.
called
That's
the
so
Bottle-O.
funny. That's funny to me. Yeah.
Yet the O stands for nothing.
Nothing.
The Bottle-O.
Like and
Yeah.
even like names.
Yeah.
throw in the
Do you know
names,
Mick Gledhill?
No.
He's one of the Aussie comedians who's good at one-liners. He's in LA at the moment, I think. Over there with Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno.
Yeah, we call him Miko.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking John is Jono.
Jono.
Yeah, Jono.
Nico. Robbo.
Yeah, Robbo.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever, yeah.
But then, and we can also just do it with like ease. Like I got a friend that his name's Matt Smith, so we call him Smithy.
Smithy, yeah.
Or Matty.
Well, it's funny because actually in Canada, the hockey players, they do that too. So it's like...
Oh God, that's a character I miss you doing. I
yeah,
haven't seen you do that in a minute.
It's been a long time, man. I should bring it back.
Shaking the chew.
Yeah, just fucking... Fuck yeah, boys. Yeah, we're going to get fucking ripping, boys.
And the whole like...
Yeah, just sniffing little fucking...
And it's always like that. It's always the tips
Yeah.
of the fingers. Yeah.
little crotch sniff
Yeah.
for the kid? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the hockey
Just to
players,
give it a pick
they do
and
that
flick?
too. Oh, yeah. Oh, fucking,
Yeah.
yeah. Just fucking hacking darts,
Yeah.
buddy. And so the hockey players where we're from in Canada, they also do that too. It's like my nickname in high school from the hockey kids, like my name's Neema. They would call me Neemsy.
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 Oh yeah, I can get that.
And then like, fucking, I don't know, like a guy named this guy named Brendan Gauntz. He's actually in the NHL.
Big Gonzo?
No, so he's a hockey player too, and they would call him Gonzer.
Oh right.
Yeah, or Gonzi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah, I
E,
guess,
right?
yeah.
And then another guy, I don't know, like fucking.
Because you can't really call you Neemy. It's got to be Neemsy.
No, they gotta put the S. Yeah,
Yeah.
Neemsy. Yeah. And that's why even there's a show called Shoresy. It's like something shore, but like they named it Shoresy.
Is that those guys,
Letterkenny.
the two white guys that are just stone cold facial expressions and they do a lot of back and forth? Like,
Well, that's
just give
it's
people
the
shit?
spin-off of Letterkenny, which is the
Oh,
same,
right, okay.
same people, yeah.
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 I've never seen that. I've only seen shorts of it on like TikTok
Yeah,
and stuff. But fuck,
funny.
it's funny.
I know.
Like the comebacks they have,
Oh, so
I don't
good. The
know
chirps,
what
yeah.
they're saying.
I don't even know what they're saying.
But it's funny.
But it's funny, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's real hockey culture in Canada.
Yeah,
That's
right.
exactly how it is, yeah.
That's cool. So I've never been to one place in Canada. I've been to Prince George.
I don't even know where that is.
So it's out of, I want to say it's out of Vancouver. It's a tiny little
yeah.
town.
Okay.
Wait, Van's on East Coast, yeah?
No, West Coast.
No, so what's East Coast?
It's like Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Labrador.
What's the biggest city on the East Coast though?
East Coast. Biggest city would probably be Halifax. I don't know.
Right. I think because we came up from Orlando.
Which is on the East Coast.
Yeah. And then we went to this little place called Prince George. There's only like 5,000 people in their town.
okay. Yeah.
We had friends who lived there.
Oh, all right.
And that was, yeah, like listening to a couple of boys because
Oh.
we went I think we went like literally before Christmas. So in the like thick winter.
Winter, yeah.
Just we got there, it was sunny, but it was minus 40 and I didn't know what to do. And then in the morning, like the snow was past the door.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So me and my brother went to their lake, which was their skating rink.
Right, and everyone's skating.
And we went for a bit of a skate because we had played ice hockey in Perth.
Oh, okay.
And so we were at least holding our own, but no one had seen us. So like, who the fuck are these guys, eh?
Who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah. And like skated up, just me and my brother just playing to ourselves, like,
Yeah. Barely, yeah.
yeah. Boys like skated up, like 5 of them. They're like, again, I swear one of them had the fucking chewies like,
100%
like flicking at the big, the thing in the bottom of his lip, just going,
Yeah, spinning out.
spinning into the bottle. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? Are you going to drink that?
No, yeah.
And I quickly learned they don't.
I know.
But I was like, you boys want to play a game?
Yeah.
I can't do the accent to save my life.
It's not bad. You gotta like,
It's like-
elongate.
Yeah, like,
everything
you boys want to play a game? And I was
Yeah,
like,
there
are
you
you
go.
chewing on your bottom lip?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I guess. But they're built different,
They're
man.
built different.
Like no pads,
Oh, yeah.
t-shirt, shorts,
Savage.
and just
White boys are
dropping
crazy, bro.
people. And I was sore.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't like this game. I want to play basketball. Do you guys have a basketball
Yeah,
ring?
can
And they're
we
like,
please?
I don't even know that game, bro.
Yeah. No, bud. We fucking muck puck over here, pal.
Yeah, bud and pal.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, mate. And they're like, what?
Yeah, what?
What'd you say,
Buddy,
bud?
who's this fucking plug talking like he's fucking retarded, pal?
Because it's a question,
I
but the
know.
tone doesn't
It's so funny.
suggest a question.
I know.
It's like, who's this fucking buddy talking like he doesn't know what the fuck's going on, bud?
Yeah, there you go.
And I was like, I don't know what to say to you.
Aussie cat.
I'm going to leave you fucking dog cunt.
yeah, you dog. Yeah.
What'd you call my dog?
yeah. They have no idea.
Yeah. But yeah, that was cool talking to them.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Indiana's a different accent
Yeah.
altogether. I never
know.
nailed it. I never nailed
beast,
it
man.
because one of the guys that I stayed with for only like the first 2 weeks before I moved in with the guy I was in senior year with sounded like he could have been from Mississippi. Like was
heavy
southern.
accent,
Yeah. Like, you boys don't really come around here too often, do you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to talk to you at all.
Yeah. I'm going to get shot.
Yeah, and then I would talk to somebody who lived closer to Michigan, and it was different again.
Yeah. That's very different.
And then
over.
I'd speak to someone who came down from Chicago or Indianapolis
yeah.
even.
I know.
And I'm like, where the fuck are you guys coming from? I don't understand anybody right now.
Nah, it's so different, man.
Oh.
It's like it's in the U.S. The states are like different countries.
Insane.
They're so different.
Insane.
Yeah.
And then the generic one everybody always does is like Hollywood.
Yeah,
Because
like
that's all
just
everybody
Hollywood, pretty
hears.
much, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love the Boston accent.
Yeah,
like
Boston.
Bill Burr.
Yeah, Bill
anytime
Burr,
he
yeah.
does a role in a movie and has to really put it on,
know.
I'm like, that is funny.
Beautiful. I know.
That is funny. I just watched The Heat the other day,
Oh yeah.
where he's in like the family of Melissa
Yeah.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, it's brilliant. And then, like, obviously, Mark Wahlberg. Oh, hey, dog.
Yeah.
I'm Mark Wahlberg.
Alan,
Yeah.
we gotta go.
Yeah.
You
he
think
does
he's
that
the one
really
with the
well.
gun?
Yeah, it's like he's almost running out of breath.
Always,
He's got a
always.
whisper talk.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know what's going on.
I can't fucking
You
breathe.
guys want to fight? I'll throw hands.
I can't breathe.
Yeah. I love when Andy Samberg does Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
it's so good. Yeah, it's
That's
so
real
funny.
good.
You should watch Old Dads with Bill Burr. Have you
I
seen
have,
Old Dads?
yeah.
That's such a good movie. I like it.
Love that
It's really
movie.
funny, yeah. But yeah.
He's another comic I will watch
All day.
till he stops doing comedy.
Go.
One of the best. Like,
pound for pound, he's one
you
of the best.
can't imitate what he does.
Nah, man, he's one of one, man.
Yeah.
He's too good.
Because there's like certain comedians, and again, I took a big inspiration from Russell Peters.
Yeah, same,
like
yeah.
the accents and all that sort of
sure.
stuff. Obviously, I don't replicate his jokes, but I replicate a lot of the character.
Yeah.
You cannot replicate a Bill Burr character.
Nah, it's
Because
too
you just
unique.
know that's his rage.
Yeah,
And he owns that rage.
He's being himself.
Oh, it's fucking
Purely
incredible.
himself. I know.
It's so good. And even in interviews and stuff like that is awesome. I think the one he just did is it called like Red Rock
Red Rock?
Theater or something
The
like that?
outdoor one?
Yeah, the big
Yeah, Red
amphitheater.
Rocks. Yeah.
That I loved that one.
That's a sick special.
That was fantastic.
The one we talked about WNBA?
Yes, that's
So
the
good.
one joke that
Yeah,
sticks in my head.
I know.
And
That's a
called him out
fantastic
on their
special.
bullshit too.
Love it.
That was one of the best things.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else is a big influence for you? Like
Kevin
obviously
Hart,
Russell
Kevin Hart.
Peters.
Kevin Hart.
Yep.
Big time.
Yep.
Just like as a fucking
As a
businessman,
whole.
as a
Yeah.
whole actor, movies, radio show.
Cannot cannot second guess his talent and his drive.
It's his drive and his discipline and his skill.
Yeah.
That he's worked on that is inspiring.
What do you think about his stand up now versus his first couple of specials?
I mean, you can say that about everyone. Like everyone's earlier stuff that hit were like prime funny.
Yeah, to me, I don't even feel like they're in the same stratosphere anymore.
Maybe,
And
I don't know.
That's why again, like you said, the stuff that puts them on the map is the stuff that they're going to be remembered for.
Right.
So his first 3 specials up to Let Me Explain were my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
The one he did during COVID that was literally in his lounge room.
This is different. There's different styles, but
Could not relate to any of it anymore.
Well, but that's the thing is like people evolve at some point. At some point, comedians will evolve, and even Schultz. Schultz is like my favorite comedian right now.
Andrew Schultz.
Like his that infamous special.
So smart.
That infamous special.
Yeah.
Was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So that's
So
Andrew
good.
Schultz. I saw him live a few years after, like this past year, back home, and his set is completely different from that.
Yeah, right.
And you'll see it when he drops a special.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm sure you haven't seen him.
No,
right?
I don't think he's released a second one.
No, but when he does off the special,
Oh, yeah, just to compare,
the one
yeah.
I saw,
Yeah.
when he posted it, when he releases the special, you see how different it is.
Yeah, right.
But it's still good.
Yeah.
But it's not what the Andrew Schultz you think it is.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm like, all right, well, like he has to evolve at some point.
Yeah, true.
Comedians have to evolve.
I
Can't
mean,
always be the same.
I look at it in the sense of almost just in the way they tell their jokes. And again, there was a lot of stuff said about Kevin Hart in terms of like he had these writers and
Yeah, but
basically had all
everyone
these sets
fucking
done.
writers.
But then I look at someone like, and again, it's so unfair to compare because to me he is the GOAT. You look at Dave Chappelle, even though now he talks about different subject matter versus what he used to.
Yeah.
To me, his delivery of his jokes is the very same. His character and his personality behind him is the same. I look at someone like Kevin Hart and how he was then. Again, it might just be that's his evolution.
Yeah.
This might actually be who he is.
Right.
But the comparison, I think, is what... And that probably says more about me than him. Obviously, it does, which is why I enjoy his first stuff,
Yeah.
which was very much, reminiscent of, I guess, his character of Lil Kev the Bastard type energy
Yeah.
versus
That's what I'm saying.
Kevin Hart.
He's a
now.
man, family man.
Yeah, it's all
older.
different.
You can't be the same. It's not
Yeah.
going to hit the same.
But then I
either.
look at someone again like Bill Burr, who his stuff at the beginning is the same as it is now in terms of his delivery of stuff.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh, who is my big favorite? And I love him. And so many people here don't know him is Nate Bargatze.
Oh, man, he's great.
Dude.
Very clean, but it's so good.
So like not droll, but just
No,
like
it's good.
not that much emotion. And it is done to
Yeah.
perfection.
Yeah, he does it really well.
He's so
His
good.
jokes are great. Yeah, he's a good writer.
He was one of the first that I ever bought an audio album of their special.
Oh, wow. Nice.
It's something about a clown. Because his dad used to be a clown.
Yeah. I think
And
I
it
saw
was
that
Yelled At by a Clown, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And I never saw it. I can't find the
really?
visual of it.
Okay.
I've only heard it on audio and I'm in tears on audio. So I cannot wait to hopefully find it one day. But I've watched his Tennessee Kid and
Yeah.
all that sort of smart stuff. And it's his delivery is just, when I see people who have found such a niche personality for themselves,
Yeah.
is just incredible. It's just, I appreciate that so much.
Yeah, I agree. And someone, in terms of delivery, who I think is the best is Sebastian.
Who's that?
Sebastian Maniscalco?
No.
You don't know Sebastian Maniscalco?
I might know by face, but not the name.
Shit. I got
You'll
to
have
put
to,
you
you'll
on.
have to send me some stuff, yeah.
Oh, man. He's one of the biggest right now in the world. And fuck, man. I've seen him 3 times.
American?
Yeah, but he's from Chicago, but he's Italian.
Right.
So good, man. His mannerisms, bro. His facial
Oh,
expressions.
you
'cause
definitely
I like
got to
being
send
physical.
some stuff to me.
Bro, he's fucking so good.
Yeah.
So funny.
There's a guy who I'm seeing a lot of on TikTok at the moment, American dude. I just see all of his crowd work.
Matt Rife?
Nah, no, not at all.
Nate Jackson? Black guy?
Nah, as he does all I've seen is crowd work, but he laughs so much at his own jokes. And sometimes it's like a very nervous laugh. I can't remember his name.
Is he white?
Yeah, white guy. Oh, what's his name?
Oh, fucking, I know who you're talking about. He's in New York?
Yeah.
He's a New York guy? He's like a little short fucking...
Yeah, short
baby
dude.
face kind of?
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about.
But by my God, he's
Yeah.
funny. I've never
Right,
actually heard any of his jokes.
Right, I know.
I've only
I
seen
know.
his stand or
Yeah.
his crowd work, but it is incredible.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
But again, I love that comedy is now exposing so many good comedians just from things like TikTok.
Yeah.
Versus there was a part where anybody was getting a Netflix special. And I was like, who the fuck are these people?
I know.
And I'd watch them thinking, well, if you're on Netflix, you got to be
Must be
good.
good.
And
Not
I
the
was
case.
beyond disappointed, man. I was like, you wasted an hour of my life for this shit?
Yeah.
I could have done a better hour than that.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting there going, but you are on Netflix and I'm not.
So I can't say shit.
You've done something to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, it says a lot to hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Or you know how to suck a good dick.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't do it. I'd much
would
rather
not
just
do it.
watch stand up and suck dick on while I'm watching Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
Than suck dick to get a special.
Exactly.
Like,
way more fun.
at least
that
I'm in
way.
the comfort of
my own home.
home.
I was just gonna say that.
And at least it's my dick, right?
I know where it's been. I know where it comes from.
Yeah, I know where I'm putting
It's
it.
organic.
Yeah.
No hormones.
Mine's beef fed.
Mine's been in the field a few
It's
times.
part of the African culture.
it's part of the African culture.
It comes from my family. It's a good DNA.
Yeah.
Family tree. That's why my last name is Wood. Okay.
Oh, I like wood.
You,
Not
I
like
bet
that.
you would. You'd
No,
like
no.
Jason Wood.
No, Jason Wood.
Yeah,
I like
Jason
Jason Wood.
Wood.
But I need to practice the South African accent. But
I'll teach you, my friend.
I need to
We'll,
learn
we
it.
will sit with it. I will tell you how to talk with the South African accent, and you can teach me how to talk in Persian. Okay? You can teach me Farsi, and I can teach you Afrikaans.
I love Afrikaans.
I don't know how to talk it,
Me neither.
but I'll make some up for you. Okay.
Where's the diamonds?
Yeah, I don't know where the diamonds are, but I can sell you them for free.
Okay.
You know, actually, do you watch any Marvel movies?
A little bit.
So
Black Panther.
he is in it, but which one was it? Oh, the first Avengers. Sorry, second Avengers, Age of Ultron.
I haven't seen it.
So there's a guy who does a South African accent in that. Andy Zimmerman, who's actually an English dude,
Okay.
does a really, really good Afrikaner accent, like white South African.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn that next. Interesting.
Yeah, he's good. But I'll put you onto some.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, I did want to ask you, you've done gigs with one of my favorite Persian comedians. He
Who?
wears the flat peak cap, and I can't remember his
Amir K?
name. Yes.
Amir K. the
Yeah,
president.
you've done
my
a tour
boy.
with him, hey?
I did a tour. We just did a few shows.
I did
together.
a few shows together. He
Yeah,
is one
so
of my
good.
favorites.
He's my favorite.
And I hate that he's not bigger worldwide
That's exactly. I've been
because
saying
he's
this
got
for years.
such good comedy.
So funny.
I don't think I've ever seen a set of his where I'm like, I didn't quite hit it. He's
No,
just
every single
nailed
one.
it every time.
Every time.
He's
Bro,
got such a good personality about it as well. He just seems like a nice comedian. You know, you
Yes.
look at some, you're like, you'd be a dick off stage.
Yeah.
He just looks like you could sit with him and chill and have conversations.
100% how it
Yeah.
is. I love Amir K. If
Yeah.
you're watching this, Amir K, you know I fucking love you, bro.
I love you too,
Bro.
for different reasons.
Yeah. Bro, he aside from him being a humble, good dude off stage,
Yeah.
when you watch him live, you're like, oh, this is comedy.
Yeah.
This is what comedy is supposed to be about.
Yeah.
He's just so loose and comfortable and like really like there's no structure in a way.
Yeah.
But there is.
But just loves
No?
what he's doing.
It's exactly.
Yeah.
He's just like it's just flowing constantly, and it's so fun to watch.
Yeah.
You're like glued.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I'm
There's
like,
like,
what is he gonna say next?
there's two jokes that I have probably watched 50 plus times over.
Which one, Travis Court?
The first one, yes.
Yo,
yes.
bro.
Yes.
Dude, that's one of my favorite bits of his
It's
of all
so
time.
good.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah. Very smooth.
Yeah.
He comes to my window with
Yeah.
such an attitude. Like, it's not my problem. Bro, I know word for word. I don't know. Maybe
It's
he
not
has,
my problem.
Maybe he has fight with his wife or something. It's not my problem. Anyway, you're
you don't
driving.
know.
You like Persian food? Dude, it's so good, man.
Oh,
It's the
the
best.
best.
The whole thing was from front to end was
The
amazing,
best.
bro.
Yes, that
the
one.
fucking Mexican corner is hilarious. I'm better
And then congratulations on your graduation.
so stupid. I love it. Oh, man, it's
that's
so funny,
good.
bro.
And then he's the other one where
Now we good. Now
yeah, yes, that's the bit I forgot. Nah, we go.
we good. Now we good, motherfucker.
Is the one where he talks about being on a plane.
Oh, the time.
It's like
warner?
November 23rd.
October 13th.
October 30th.
It's like, what is October 13th? So funny.
Those two jokes have stuck in my head for years.
Yeah, me too. Man, he was one of the first people I ever saw on YouTube with stand-up. It actually inspired me to do comedy.
Yeah, right. That
like,
traffic one.
Russell, he was one of the first guys on YouTube that I saw.
Yeah.
And the first ever show I saw was a Mirror Case show.
Oh, nice.
And at first comedian I met.
Yeah.
That also gave me the time of day.
Yep.
And he gave me some solid advice.
Yeah.
Literally, I was like, "Hey man, you have any advice? I'm going into comedy next year." And he's like, "Yeah, man." The only thing he said was like, "Just get on stage as much as possible.
Yeah.
Get the reps in." That's exactly. What
Love
he told
that.
Me. And ever since then, bro, that's all I've thought about.
That's
like,
so
just
cool.
Go on stage as much as possible.
Fuck yeah.
And he's just humble, man. He's so nice. And
you've done gigs with Maximini as well, yeah?
No, never.
Oh, so Joe has, I think.
Yeah, he's
has opened for him.
Maz Jobrani, I've opened for a couple.
That's right. That's the other one. Yeah, Maz is so cool.
He's the best guy.
He's cool.
Very nice guy. But yeah, he's also very funny. But yeah, man.
Yeah, Amir K was just, and also legend. Just had like such a cool individual look, like with the long straight hair, the flat peak hat.
Very unique.
Yeah. No,
dope guy, man.
He was
dope
cool.
Guy. Hope you can meet him one day.
Would love to.
He was actually here. He was in Australia with opening for Theo Von on his tour.
See, I didn't even know that Theo Von was coming to Australia.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it. And then I saw people like, oh, he was so sick. I have watched his specials over and over and over again because I don't know if he came to Perth.
He came everywhere.
Right. I didn't even see advertising about it. This is how much Perth doesn't push shit.
I know.
And I'm not signed up to things like Ticketek and like all the ticketing companies, so I don't get the advertisements about it.
Right.
But I was bummed that I missed out on seeing Theo. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's fun too. Yeah, he's fun.
Real deep guy as well on his podcast and stuff. I was like, it's cool to see a different side of comedians when they're not always just performing on stage.
I know.
It's really cool.
A lot of people, regular people who don't know about comedians, don't know that.
Oh yeah.
Like this whole conversation, most of it's been serious.
Oh, dude. So and on a deep level too, not just shallow base level shit.
It's been deep as fuck.
Yeah.
But obviously with laughs, naturally. But yeah, most of comedians who at least, have a decent mind, they were very serious.
I think you have to be. Well, you have to be able to have that thought type of process.
Otherwise, how are you going to become a good comedian?
Yeah.
If you're not self-aware.
How are you going to dissect stuff as well? Like to be able to think about things on a different level.
Right.
And then perceive it in a way that others aren't going to realize that that's how they look at it until you tell them about it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Which is what I think is cool.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love people watching. Oh, I think that's what I base a lot of my comedy on is just
observations.
You all think you're doing individual shit, but we're all just as dumb as each other.
We're all the same.
And then to get angry about it, it's like, bro, I'm gonna shine the light in your own face, and make you look in the mirror and realize you're actually not as special as you think you are.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a creep, and I'm exposing you.
Yeah, like the thing chugging a sniff. Yeah. Every male on the face of this planet has done that at least once.
Oh yeah.
As a kid,
for sure.
As an adult, all the time.
Still do it.
Like
I've done it this whole time.
The sweatier you are, the more you're interested into what that smell is like. Like after a big gym session, hand in there and you just go.
Buddy, we did group sessions in high school. Sitting around a table doing it.
It's like, I wonder if your smell's the same as mine. Can I pinch your nutsack and get a whiff?
Hey, bud, can I get a fucking sniff or what?
Oh
yeah, that's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you need a shower, bro.
Oh, buddy, you need to fucking soak your balls, pal.
Epsom salts.
Fuck, man.
Oh shit.
All right, well, I
don't know how much more time you've got left before you get off and do shit, but
I think it's probably the longest.
Pretty good conversation. Oh fuck yeah.
It's been good though. I mean, that's why. But, I mean, it just feels like
you're like, I'm not going to use any of it, but it was the longest conversation.
It was just a good practice.
This is the warm up because this isn't even on.
Imagine, if this is not recording, I'll kill myself.
Joe knocks on the door. You ready to film, bro? I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah. You piece of shit.
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
You piece of dog shit.
Well, if you have anything to plug,
just Jason Wood comedian.
There you go.
Nah, look, at the moment, like I said, I'm real happy just getting back into stand-up. So the gigs that I am going to start to do going in towards the end of the year, because I'm going to start warming up for Fringe. So I'm going to do
for Fringe.
4 Fringes.
Fringe Festival.
I'm going to cut my Fringe for the festival and do 4 of them.
Oh, 4 of them.
Which I'm going to probably bring back the not black, not white, just confused title for the show.
Nice.
Which seems to go really well. So I'll be doing a lot of stuff coming into the end of the year. Still working on golf at the moment. Would like to get back to Dubai for a third time and defend. And yeah, just on the way to getting fitter, faster, stronger, and happier, really.
Hell yeah, brother. Thanks for doing it.
Pleasure, my man. Absolute.
Fucking
we've got to
shit.
go
We have
again.
to redo the whole podcast.
All right, cut it. We'll start again. Let's do it properly. It's
the way we just redeemed
that
it.
was worth the
Beautiful.
second shot.
All right, well, thanks, man, and
Pleasure,
I
brother.
appreciate you coming.
Love you.
I love you too.
I love you more.
And I love you more.
I love you the most.
And I love you the most.
I love you infinity
And
plus one.
I love you. And
I'm gonna suck your.
Oh, that's exactly what I was gonna say.